Welcome back, everyone, to our bi-weekly insanity that is this very silly D&D game. Last time we got together and played, we met a new friend, lost an old one, as Yasil has joined the group, and Garish himself decided to seek his life elsewhere. Planning on splitting from the party in the morning, the group gathered around the table and drank and laughed and joked and talked a little bit about their adventures and the interesting things they'd done so far. However, before that, when the party emerged from the Spire of Dawn, they returned to the town, only to find it besieged by strange men in leather armor, wielding blades and arrows that fired indiscriminately at the townsfolk. The party assisted the guards in the matter, helping take down the majority of these brigands and ne'er-do-wells. However, two among them survived. One, the mage, whose name came to be known as Reeth, through a communication between one of the bandits and himself, using a magical stone the party devised the Ascending Stone. Lobbed a fireball, killing a man in the street, heavily injuring the rest of the party, as well as knocking out a young girl, who the party has now learned his name is Julie. Upon finding out that the man was her father, and that her plan was to head towards Guiding Light, although for what reason, the party currently does not know, the party agreed to this request, and for the rest of the evening decided to drink and make merry and just enjoy themselves all together. I miss anything? I don't think I miss anything.
No, that sounds right.
You all awaken in the morning, some of you more weary than others, from wounds in the battle and wounds taken after the battle, in the form of different inebriation drinks. You find yourselves awakened in your rooms to the crack of dawn's early light pouring in through the windows, kind of leaving those sunbeams of scattering dust in your rooms. Yasil, you see Tasha on her bed, still passed out, and in the corner, Julie still sleeping in her side of the bed when you awaken in the morning. Meklaresh, you awaken in your room by yourself, as you with Garish had procured two separate rooms, I believe.
I thought there was only the one room when we showed up.
Right. So you would awaken to discover that Garish is not in his bed, and his things. One of his bags has been packed up, and the other one is missing. But he is not currently in the room when you awaken.
Garrus never says anything. And I'm just going to assume he went down for breakfast. So I'm going to head out of my room and go downstairs and try and get some breakfast.
Let me go ahead and mess with the scene a little. You do, in fact, find Garish sitting next to the man who was regarded to as the mayor of the town, or closer to sheriff, is what he described himself as. As you step down the stairs, they seem to be enjoying a light breakfast. Occasionally, the sheriff turns and looks at Garish and says something, but Garish just keeps eating, just looks down and kind of ignoring him for the most part.
Well, I will approach the conversation and just sit down.
Sure. Yasil, what do you do with your morning when you first wake up?
Tasha is asleep.
Yeah, she's still passed out, kind of like one of those like ugly sleepers where like her hair is like kind of a mess and her mouth's like wide open and she's kind of drooling on her pillow.
I don't bother the people in my room. Let's just straight out.
Sure. You head downstairs and maybe only a few moments behind Meklaresh, you find yourself at the top of the stairs, looking down and seeing the kind of three of them sitting around a table.
Morning, you beauties. Here for a drink with me?
I'm going to hold my head a little bit and just be like, it's too early.
Garish just raises his hand to just politely decline. No thanks, I got some more work to do. Replies the man who you've known as the sheriff. Appreciate
Suit
the
yourself.
offer, though.
She'll go peruse the drinks.
Sure, not a problem. The same drinks that were there before. I figure you probably just grab an ale this early in the morning, not wanting anything heavier, especially not knowing the day planned ahead of you.
Mm-hmm. How much?
To be 2 copper pieces for the mug. 4 if you want breakfast.
Alright, I have to split my money.
But like I was telling your friend here, I can't get the guy in the jail to talk. He's in there. He's behind bars, but he's not talking. Seems either scared of me or scared of whatever the hell we were up against yesterday.
Well, I'm an arcane practitioner. I might be able to do something to help glean more information from him. Nothing untowards, nothing permanent. He'll certainly be unhappy with me, but nothing damaging. He'll still be your prisoner.
Well,
Sounds ominous. Probably deserves it.
around this time, the doors of the tavern swing open, and someone unfamiliar to the group of you walks through. A halfling man, probably in his late 20s, steps through the door, kind of glancing around the room. He's got a suit of armor on, big old backpack on his back. He's got looks like a hand axe on his belt, wrapped in tightly bound leather. So he steps through the door, kind of taking the scene in. Finn, is there any other interesting information about your character you'd like to divulge to the group?
Yeah, he kind of steps in. He's pretty nondescript. He's holding himself up. He is probably a bit more heavily armored than you'd expect for a halfling. Almost like he just kind of threw stuff on just to have it there. He just kind of looks in and he's just kind of like absentmindedly looking around at first.
Well, if you'd like to give it a try, I mean, he's over at the jailhouse. He kind of like gestures down the way back towards the house that you guys originally delivered the package to. Just the next building over from my house is where we're holding the guy in a cell. Just come on over if you want to talk to him.
Of course. Is there anyone watching him currently, or is it?
Yeah,
pretty
I got a couple of guys on him, but
Okay.
he doesn't seem like he's got any tricks or anything like that. He's just a guy.
Oh, with that, I'm gonna order some breakfast because it's best not to do these things on an empty stomach.
Fair enough.
And then I'll just order a standard breakfast.
Flynn, with your passive perception, looking around the room, the descriptions you were given back in Briarton match this tiefling girl who raises up her hand and orders something from the counter, which the bartender nods and she hustles into the back, as well as the half-orc man who had been described to you are kind of sitting around this table. With them is also what appears at first, your first instinct is a drow woman, and then the features are a little less extreme. That would be situational to a normal elf. Her ears are a little shorter. Her face is not quite as chiseled as you would expect a normal elves to be. So you can assume that she would be a half elf with your passive perception, as well as a human man who looks fairly nondescript, wearing what appears to just be small bits and patches of leather that have been kind of strewn together to make some type of armor. The human male stands up. Well, if you need me, I'll be over there. I got some more stuff to work on, some letters to write, and see if I can't find out any more information on my end. So, I'll see the 3 of you later. 2,
Okay.
says Garish.
See- Oh. 2.
And then as he's saying this, Flynn, or this halfling, as he's looking around, when he finally notices you, he's gonna like quickly run over, like in a hurry. This is armor clanking, like making quite this scene. And this gets to the table in like a huff and is taking a second to catch his breath.
The human man kind of watches you as you run over, as he kind of ducks off to the side. Not really quite sure what to make of you, but not seeing like you're going to immediately harm these people. But kind of keeps an eye on you, and then he just keeps walking out the door.
Are you the tiefling who knows magic and the man of 1,000 blades?
That's right.
Damn, you
Well,
got fans?
Thank goodness I've been traveling. I've been following you across half the country, it seems. And he's
Oh.
gonna take down, trying to catch his breath some more.
Yes, sit. Do you need a drink? And I'll sort of motion over to the bar.
Please, take some sort of juice.
They've got apple juice.
They do in
Perfect.
fact have apple juice.
That is one of my top 10 favorite juices.
You have a list?
No, mention it, I will get to making one. Rule number 6453, always have a list.
That's a big list.
Anyways. Oh, that's pretty early on. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. I owe you both a great debt. So I've traveled all the way from my humble home. Well, it's not actually my home anymore. My old home in Briarton to catch up with you and personally thank you for saving my family and disciples.
Oh, you're from Briarton. It's been a while. Is everything still okay over there?
It is thanks to you. I've heard tales of your exploits from when I visited Briarton. I'm from Guiding Light, but I've originally lived in Briarton. And I was visiting my disciples there, and they told me that of all your exploits, and then that you had moved on. So I've been following you from town to town, trying to catch up and hearing more and more of your exploits.
Oh, well, we're actually heading to Guiding Light. Could definitely use a hand getting there.
Perfect.
Yes.
I'd love to help you with that. If I can help you, I will.
Yasil and I will be heading there, and I'll motion to my female companion. Garish is heading another direction on his own adventure.
The half-orc gentleman just nods.
The man of a million blades, leaving the trauma of it all.
It might be an exaggeration.
Well, that is what the common folk are calling you.
There's a nudge, Mech. You didn't tell me you were celebrities.
I was gonna lean over and whisper. I didn't think we were. I mean, we've
Oh,
helped
your name's been
people.
getting around all right, at least to my ears. But then again, I have been going around asking. But there's all sorts of stories from, casting magic that can turn men inside out, all sorts of things.
I've never done that.
Well, you know how townsfolk are. They are prone to exaggeration. He pulls out a notebook and starts writing a little bit in it. For accuracy's sake, I will be sure to write down the true account of your adventure from here on out.
Oh, you're a writer?
Yes. I have many volumes I have published it for my own personal collection. Granted, mostly it's just my list of rules and teachings, but
What
rule
do you
number
teach?
8793, never be afraid to try a new skill.
The conversation
What is it?
is momentarily broken by the bartender bringing you food and drinks that you've ordered. She then steps back behind the bar.
I'll just start lightly eating my breakfast as we continue our conversation then.
Isil's gonna reach over and grab something from Garish's plate.
He just watches you do it. He doesn't argue. He just watches you.
I was waiting for the attack roll. So teachings, what do you teach?
Yes, I am a follower of the goddess Avara, and I have taken it upon myself to fulfill the void and write teachings on how to live and just what to do in every sort of situation.
Isil's gonna take note of that. Does she have any context on teachings of Avara?
When you grew up in an Avaran church,
Mm-hmm.
so you know the teachings of Avara to protect one's home and hearth, protect those that you love, and treat others as though they were they fall under that same purview to feed the poor, to feed the hungry, to give generously to the poor. Standard, very good, aligned things.
Have I heard anything about an elaborate list of rules?
Make a religion check. I would say with advantage because of your acolyte background.
I'm an urchin.
Oh, sorry, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead and roll. Just go ahead and roll straight religion. Then
Oh,
we'll take the one on the
switch it
left.
off.
All right, 18. I mean, there are rules, but not thousands of them, as this halfling gentleman is trying to convey to you. This sounds weird to you. There are rules, but they're not as
In
extreme.
the thousand.
Yeah.
Did you come up with all these rules yourself?
Of course. That's part of why I travel. I must find every single type of experience and come up with a rule to suit it. With to know what best to do in any situation so that others may follow my footsteps and know the proper way to continue.
Do you ever reconsider rules?
Oh, there is a rule that you can reconsider rules, yes, of course. I don't often have to do it. I tend to get it right the first time.
Do you have any rules about chasing werewolves through the woods? He'll sort of slyly look at Garish.
He thinks to himself, not yet, but that is one that I would like to get now that you mention it.
You see a sly smile from Garish, just for a moment. And he goes back to his food.
Though I guess it would follow that, along with Rule 4113, not to follow a werewolf into the woods alone.
That's a pretty good rule. That's a very good rule.
It's
And
very,
like
it's
I'm
very
just
good.
gonna nod emphasis as I say that towards Garish.
I think Yasil has the highest
Unless-
passive perception among you, I believe. I think McLarish's is 11 and
13.
13. Yeah, with your 13 passive perception, you do hear a door from upstairs open. And then, like, kind of, like, close and some footsteps.
She pays it no mind.
So, I guess in terms of adventures, we're currently on one. Bandits were attacking the caravan Yasil was part of yesterday. We don't
How
specifically
dreadful.
we don't specifically know what they were after. Just that this one, magic user was after this poor girl. Her father, was no longer with us now. So
I'm so sorry to hear that.
they were heading to Guiding Light, and we're just hoping to figure out if that's where she still wants to go, or
I see. Mm-hmm.
so. Those are our current plans. Apart from finding out more information about these so-called bandits. Who knows what they really are? They could be cell swords. They could be a power we don't know about. The world is vast.
A deep mystery indeed. He's starting to write down in his notebook about some of the things you're saying. With very bad handwriting because he's writing fast. You wouldn't mind if I tag along for it, right?
So we always appreciate a helping hand. What sort of you're dressed in, you're armored fairly well. I assume you can handle yourself.
Of course, I've taken it upon myself, the unmovable in body, mind, and spirit.
And on that note, a halfling girl appears on the stairs. And behind her, very shyly, kind of pushing up against her, trying to stay out of sight from everyone else, is a young humanoid girl with orange hair. Tasha leans down the staircase. Morning. Somebody's all better.
Morning.
Come on, they don't bite.
Come on down here.
Oh, is this who you were telling me about?
Yes, this is the girl.
Kind of shyly using Tasha as a human shield, hiding behind her. Julie just kind of like eyes each of you.
Yeah, I see.
A rogue gonna
Continues
make
writing down.
I'm going to introduce myself to her and say, "Hi, my name's Meklaresh. What's your name?"
She kind of like ducks behind Tasha a little bit. Tasha's like, come on.
Some
Hi.
really good breakfast here.
Hi,
Oh, sorry.
I'm Julie.
Hi, Julie. Did you want something to eat?
She nods at you.
I'll wave over to the bartender to come take her order or bring her like the kids' breakfast.
Yeah, the lady at the bar nods, heads over into the back.
Yes, a kid's breakfast. I see.
That's another 2 copper, right?
You'll get your bill at the end.
Okay.
See, they're not so bad. They don't bite.
The rumors are true. They may turn you inside out, though.
I'm gonna shoot you.
Airplane chuckles to
dirty-
himself. Sorry,
Dirty look.
I would. No, that was a joke. That was a joke. It's just a mass exaggeration. Don't worry. I have not been turned inside out yet.
Tasha kind of like pulls a chair out for Julie, and Julie like sits in it, and it's kind of like being coy and like trying not to like look at you guys too much.
So, Julie, why were you heading to Guiding Light? Do you have family there?
Make a persuasion check.
This'll go well. These always go well for me.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay, 11.
That's not bad.
Mama lives there.
Oh, how long has it been since you've seen your mama?
I don't know.
Do you remember what her name is? Or where she might live?
She's mom. There's a big house with the angel outside.
Okay. Do you know your last name, Julie? Do you have a last name?
She kind of like looks down, kind of looks at her hands for a second, looks back up at you, looks back down. Wolf?
Wolf?
Wolf.
Just out of character. It's WOLF, right?
Correct.
Yep, got it.
With the animal.
Wolf. Stay.
As you're kind of like glancing over her and like talking to her, you can't help but notice that around her neck is a silver chain, and it seems to have something at the end of it that's hidden underneath her shirt, because it's kind of pulling the chain down slightly, as like a piece of jewelry with a large stone on the end would kind of tug and be more weighty than the rest of the chain.
So, Julie, do you know why those bad men were after you?
She kind of shakes her head.
Well, we're gonna make sure you get home safe, okay?
She looks at Tasha. Tasha nods. She looks back at you and nods. Your horns are pretty.
I'm gonna like brush them back like you would brush your hair back and be like, "Oh, thank you. Your hair is really pretty too."
Thanks.
Tasha, we're gonna head over to visit our friend we caught yesterday. If you wouldn't mind keeping an eye on Julie for a bit longer.
It's no problem. We're leaving tonight, I believe, is when the caravan's planning on moving again. Talked with some guys last night after you guys kind of passed out. Oh, hey, you're the rules guy, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I remember you. This guy's really cool. He was helping out some of the refugees at the caravan that were hurt with the fire.
Would not turn a blind eye to some poor people in need.
Yeah.
Rule or two. Granted, it's
Tasha kind of leans over to Yasil, and she says to you, "He's weird. Keep an eye on him."
Notice.
But yeah, me and Garish can watch her while we're getting ready to leave. I already told her what's up, so she knows she's going to be heading with you guys, since we're heading the wrong way.
Oh, that's great. I'm gonna stand up and gather my things and just go pay off the bar tab really quickly.
It'll be like a silver piece for like everybody, if you want to just get everybody.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah.
I need to add all the wealth from my bag to my character sheet since it's split now. Yeah. All right, we're all paid up. If we want to make our way over.
Want me to join you at the prison? I can be a right bit intimidating.
Any backup you could provide would be greatly appreciated. I'm not good at the talking, and more or less anything in that general. Yeah.
Don't worry, I have you covered there. We both will have you covered. Don't worry, isn't that right, Isil?
Yeah, certainly.
As I say, there's nothing more powerful than the power and strength of words. That's a good one. I have to write that down.
So you turn, and out of the corner of your eye, you see Tasha kind of like do like the crazy symbol with her hand, and then go back to her food. So you all are done eating. You've enjoyed your drinks and some very simply prepared meals out here in the Badlands. So I presume you all head towards the jail?
Yes.
As you exit the building and enter the street, you can kind of see some of the devastation that was from the previous day. Scorch marks where the fireball had gone off. Several bits of sand that were caked in blood have now been kind of turned over, and you can see like the fresh turnover in the sand. And all the other damage that was caused with the ensuing fight. Seems like there's a handful of people out in the streets. Someone's pushing a cart in the distance on the other end of the town. And it's just kind of like an early, quiet morning here in Crescent Ridge. The three of you make your way to the building that was described to you. And you see in front of you a stone building, stark contrast to the rest of the wooden buildings in the area, sans for the warehouses, which are also made out of stone. You step inside the surprisingly cool interior, and immediately to your left you see a kind of jail cell. Thick iron bars, no more than maybe 3 or 4 inches apart, lining one of the walls, and you see a single gentleman who might look somewhat familiar to two of you from yesterday's excursion, as well as at a desk not too far from the cell itself, you see the sheriff sitting there, kind of pinning something on parchment. Come in.
I'll just give him like a polite nod.
Weren't 2 people captured?
No, just the one. The other guy got away, as far as we know, right? The guy who just apparated, according to what my guards were saying.
Yeah, he was slippery.
Another villain out there, still at large.
No, it's all yours. Feel free to talk to him. Just, I don't know, don't hurt him, I guess. I mean, if you do, he just goes back to what he's working on.
Yeah. If he gets hurt, it never happened.
He just raises his eyebrows and then goes back to what he's doing.
Alright, gonna walk right up to the edge of the cage and be like, "Good morning." I'm not going to say it with a smile.
The kind of gruff human man, dirty face kind of muddied and just caked in dirt and grime with disheveled hair, kind of looks up at you when you say that, but he doesn't reply.
Your friend Reeth sure left you in a bind yesterday.
Sort of a vision of contempt on his face as he looks at you. He just stares at you.
You can't be too happy with him. Just left you high and dry like this. Didn't even come and get you last night. That can't feel good. I'm just sort of waiting for a reaction.
Doesn't appear to be... He appears to be upset, angry, but... I mean, you can make an insight check, try to read into him.
Oh, I definitely would. Because everyone knows I am the best at insight checks.
Kind of looking at the downtrodden nature of this individual, the filth, the look of disgust on his face, looking at you through the bars. I mean, you can't really glean much from looking at him other than just the malice and the disdain he has for you in general.
Yacil, is there anything you'd like to ask him?
What makes you keep company like that?
Are you trying to persuade him, or are you trying to intimidate him?
Intimidate.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check. His eyes avert from Mekleresh and just gaze at you. Doesn't say anything.
I was hoping not to have to do this. But, I'm going to very quickly hold out my hands and cast Charm Person at a first level.
What's your saving throw?
Spell DC?
Yeah.
Jeez, where'd it go? I just saw it.
It's on the top of your spell sheet.
15.
15. So all of you watch as Mekleresh moves her hands in this kind of circular fashion around herself. And then as she completes the sigil, it flashes in the air for a moment and then disappears. And you watch as there's this faint pink glow that appears in the guy's eyes that just kind of fades away as that focused malice and hate is suddenly just dissolved into nothing. You feel as though your spell has taken effect.
So, that Reeth guy, kind of a dick, huh?
Yeah, he's a total dick.
Well, that's one way to get someone to warm up to you. Insult their boss.
Well, he's not much of a boss, is he? He just left him here overnight in jail.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
let my
I
friends
told you, he's a dick. He's a terrible friggin' person.
Oh yeah, we definitely seen that. He was trying to do something to that poor girl.
Yeah, I don't know what he wanted with the girl. He just said he wanted her alive.
Lie.
Well, that's better than dead, right?
Sometimes not. Where do you hail from?
Mate, I'm just a refugee from Port Tomo. This Reeth guy, he promised me money. You know, just do a job. We lost everything in Port Tomo.
I've heard my friend Yacil here is from there too.
No excuse to do something like that.
Julie was from there too. So was her father.
Look,
They're
I don't
dead now.
I don't give a crap where they're from. Look, I just needed coin. You need coin to live. You can't just eat dirt in the woods all day.
Well,
More-
that's good.
There's more honest ways to make your coin.
Right, we didn't have
Well,
much.
I'm
We
not
didn't have
here.
much choice. The amount of coin that he was offering us.
Now, how much was he trying to pay you?
I mean, it was like 30 platinum apiece. He had the gold. We saw it.
Sounds like too good of a deal. Hmm.
Do you know if if he's nearby still, or if you guys had set up camp somewhere?
Oh, I mean, there was no camp when we were traveling with the refugees. There was a place we were supposed to meet up with the girl if we got separated. That's probably where most of us went after. Along with those
Where is
creepy
that?
hooded fucks.
Oh, creepy hooded fox. Is there more than one?
Oh yeah, there's a load of guys. Maybe like 10 or so that went off to wait for us.
Oh, where are they waiting for you?
Oh, there's a cave. Maybe about an hour from here you go south. It's called Cold Caverns or something like that.
Cold Caverns.
Cull, Cull.
Oh, Cull.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'd rather be here than there though.
I can't blame you. They sound like a very, very disreputable bunch of people.
Well, it's not just the people; it's also the monsters they got with them.
Monsters. What sort of monsters?
Oh, I don't know. Things I wish I'd never seen in my worst nightmares.
Yeah, like, blame you for not wanting to go there. I don't want to go there either now.
There was a lot, it was a lot of money.
Is there anything else you two would like to ask him?
Isabel's just trying to contain herself.
Still looks like she has something she wants to say. Go on, out with it.
I think that would help an investigation.
Doesn't have to be for an investigation. It could be for you.
Isabel's gonna grab him by the shirt and say, "Listen, you endangered a bunch of innocents, and went after a young girl. If you did this for coin, just because you don't want to eat dirt, maybe you should."
Make an intimidation check
She's gonna release him.
with advantage. I'll say that
What,
during the conversation he like stood up and walked over to the bars, so you could just reach in and grab his shirt.
What am I rolling?
Intimidation with advantage. Okay. Yeah, you let him go and he kind of like hobbles over the floor and like kind of like moves away. Like he's scared of you now. Like really scared. Look, it was different, all right? My family's gone. What is it supposed to do?
Live your best life and don't succumb to the foolishness of others. What would your family say if they saw you acting like this?
Kind of just looks at the ground, like ashamed of himself. As though this line of questioning had never even done on him. I don't know.
There's still hope. People repent and overcome things. You don't have to live that way.
Isabel's gonna look over at Flynn, see if he writes that down.
He writes that down. Have you considered, instead of, trying to steal for coin, have you considered dedicating yourself to the church? They take in poor souls sometimes. Help you get on your feet.
I mean, I had to get to the church first.
Oh yeah, that's what the caravan's for.
The caravan. I mean, I don't know. I didn't think about it till
Once you
just
get out
now.
of here, it's something to think about. How long do you think he'll be here? A day, 2 days? Then he can go back on his way.
You looking at the sheriff?
He's just gonna look around, like, in general. Be like, okay.
I say
And
like
everyone,
like out of the corner of your eye, you can see the sheriff's like got one hand over his mouth, trying not to laugh as you guys are talking to the guy. Oh, him. I don't know. We already took all his stuff. We'll probably let him go after the refugee caravan leaves. I mean, he didn't kill anybody. He did attack some people, but might find a job for him here. People are
you
scared,
may have to
you know?
do a little running, but you should be able to catch up with him.
It's good exercise.
Oh, all right.
Now you take care and you stay out of trouble.
Okay.
We're really gonna find out and have another word with you.
Better repent in life than from the grave.
Very good, very good.
Hey,
with
you,
that-
you guys aren't going after Reeth, are you?
I most certain we most certainly are.
We are. I
I
mean,
would-
we are. We are.
I wouldn't do that.
No, we're a little tougher than we look.
I wouldn't do that. He just goes, sits back down on the bed, just kind of looking at you guys.
Turn people inside out.
I don't know. He's got some freaky magic shit. He's summoning monsters from somewhere else.
Oh. I'm going to use thaumaturgy, and I'm going to make my eyes flash like an intense golden yellow, and make the floor rumble and be like, I do freaky magic shit.
Ah! Ah! He kind of like jumps up back on the bed and like is like pushes with the quarter. Oh god! Oh god!
Yeah, and I'm gonna let it settle.
Flynn is also on the ground, shocked, but then quickly gets up.
I'm just gonna like wink at you, Flynn, and be like, don't worry, it's fine.
Flynn gives a thumbs up. He's still adjusting.
And with that, we'll go over to the sheriff and start talking. Yeah, so we found out where they're stationed. We're probably gonna head out there to deal with that, or at least I am. I can't speak for Yasil or Flynn here.
Yeah, I was listening
Well,
to
I
the
was- Will you
conversation.
rate that?
I mean, I know where Coal Caverns is. It's a couple hours south of here, just off the road. I mean, I can give you some directions over there, but
Directions would help a lot.
I don't know what he said. There's like 10 guys, some monsters.
Yeah, that's child's play.
All right, well, I guess it's your funeral. Just if you make it back, just stop by, so I know that you guys are alive.
Oh, most certainly. I mean, we wouldn't want you to know that. We wouldn't want to leave you hanging that there was a cleared out bandit cave on your doorstep. It never works to have those sort of people hang around for too long.
He kind of like he nods to you and turns and looks at you still. So what should I do with the guy? What do you think?
He gets a chance.
Okay, I'll take that into consideration.
With that, I'm gonna drop charm person on him.
You fucking bitch! You hear it
I'm
from the
just gonna give him a
cell.
little wave.
Well, that's not very nice language.
And say,
Zilla's gonna walk out before he says anymore.
Yeah, you hear a lot of expletives coming from the cell as the three of you exit.
let him calm down, give him a chance, and we'll leave it up to your discretion on what to do with them.
I have a feeling he isn't happy that you cast a spell on him.
Most people aren't.
Good point, good point. Writes it down.
Find
Alright,
yourselves
we got our-
back outside. would you like to do?
Well, we've got directions. Is there any supplies you two need to acquire?
Drink. Need to calm down.
Well, I just can't fight on frayed nerves, you know. We'll talk. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna go.
We need to get you like a flask or something if this is going to be ongoing.
It's not often that I meet people making me this angry.
All right, we'll swing by the bar, let Garrett and Tasha know where we're headed, just in case something happens, and we'll get you your drink and we'll be on our way.
Sure. The
Savvy?
three of you make your way back to the bar, step inside, and notice the other three are sitting around a table. There's some papers in front of Tasha, who's just like not even looking at them. She's just talking at Garish. Garish is just kind of like nodding occasionally.
All right, I'm gonna just basically hand Yasiel the coin she needs to go get herself a drink really quick.
Gonna get one. Drinks it all one swig.
Easy enough to do.
So we found out where the bastards are hiding. We're gonna go over there and make sure they can't hurt anyone anymore.
Hell yeah, go kick their ass.
That's the plan. You guys will be okay here, right?
You hear from Julie. Yeah, kick their ass. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Like Tasha, language.
We'll be all right. We got some stuff we got to take care of. You know, like figuring out what people still need. Yada yada. I got it. I got a big strong man for some heavy lifting. Garrett just maintains that stoic, like I'm not here, 1,000-yard stare.
Well, if Lily needs anything, be sure to get it for her. We're gonna be on a long trip.
Oh,
I
for
hate
sure.
to see her go without.
Make sure I get her a cute little backpack, huh?
Yeah. All right. With Yasiel's thirst sated and the information dispensed, I say we head on our journey.
Onwards.
I'm gonna get what's coming.
So, what do you think the monsters are? Powerful monsters, or are they more like just easy monsters?
Well,
We're
from
gonna
what
have to,
That'd have been a great question to ask while that guy was still charmed.
Mhm.
Oh, he did say he doesn't know.
we're just gonna have to find out, won't we?
Yes, it is probably a good idea that we prepare beforehand, you know, in case there's any sort of thing you want to properly protect yourself.
Can I make a
For-
quick Arcana check about the relation of, the strength of a caster versus the strength of the monsters they could summon?
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check, I would say. We'll take the first one.
Oops. It wanted to click real bad.
I mean, you know that somebody of your power isn't capable of conjuring beings from other places, and that would be more along the lines of like summoning an elemental, kind of like how Garish did with the gemstone. Even a spell as simple as that, or as complex as that, is still out of your range of purview. But you have heard, I think, yeah, with your 12, I'd say you have heard of more minor summonings, like how you would summon my cat, or things of that nature.
Well, we won't know for certain how strong his summons are, but he seemed pretty susceptible to your fists yesterday, Yasiel. So much so that he just ran away. So I feel confident that we'll be able to handle with this with style and aplomb.
That's the attitude we need.
Right. And I'm gonna say, let's get some dust on our boots and head out.
Hell yeah.
The three of you exit town. The sun is starting to slowly rise higher in the sky as you begin your journey. Walking through the Badlands, you pass by several small dead shrubs, cracked, dry, broken earth and other small animals kind of moving about in the Badlands. Following the directions that were given to you by the sheriff, you eventually find yourself off the road, trying to maintain the directions that you were given without getting lost. I'd like for someone to give me a survival check.
I think I'm good at those.
Find a 3.
I'm 1.
I've got a 4.
Go for it.
You also have the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
13. Not bad. Not terrible.
I also have my dice rolls working against me, so there's that.
Also, I believe that you have the background that makes sure you can't get lost.
Let me double check that. I think I can still get lost, but like once I've been through a place, I know it.
Yeah, link your link your background for me.
We came to the town from the
Okay.
south, right?
Yeah. So you find the place. You remembered where the area was where the sheriff told you to break off the road from you coming here a few days ago. So without too much trouble with your 13, you eventually do find this kind of rock face that maybe raises up about 10, 15 feet above the ground, and eventually kind of wandering around, looking around the different large boulders and segments of fallen rock that have been and random debris that you find out here, bits of cloth, things of that nature. You eventually find an opening that slowly widens up and continues forth in almost a corridor-like fashion into the rock.
Alright, I'm gonna like get down real low, all sneaky like, and be like, I think this is the place.
Should I tell them they're under arrest?
No.
I don't know if they'll listen. We are kind of outnumbered here.
If we announce our presence, it'll put us at a disadvantage.
Good point. Good point. So, what is your proposed action then?
If we had a way to draw some of them out of the cave to deal with them out here.
Ah, I know. I can pretend like I fell down and broke my leg.
Potentially.
It's worth considering. Maybe we should try to scout out first.
So as a note with your dark vision, the tunnel proceeds further than you can see. Kind of turns slightly to the left as it goes downward.
I'm gonna say, are either of you particularly sneaky? I'm not really the sneaky type.
Flynn points to his full heavy armor. I don't think so.
I fancy myself pretty stealthy.
Well, did you want to do a little reconnaissance? Maybe see what you can see and come back and report to us? We'll be on the side outside the cave, ready to go, just in case.
I'll come sprinting if I need to.
All right. We'll hide. We'll hide and be ready to quickly jump in and offer support.
Alright. First, she's gonna take a look at the ground in the cave, see if it would make any noise.
I mean, it appears to be just soft earth and fragments of broken rock.
Alright. She will proceed with stealth.
Sure, go ahead and make a stealth check. Okay, I'll keep that number in mind moving forward. You proceed down the corridor. It goes 50, 60, 70 feet. Maybe another 30 feet ahead of you. You can see that the tunnel continues, but it kind of widens slightly. And just ever so faintly, from the right-hand side of you viewing in, you see a purple glow. Kind of like off the corridor, maybe an offshoot that you can't quite see from this angle. And you're quite a ways back, and it's very dark, even with your dark vision. And on the left-hand side, you can kind of see a reddish-orange glow. And then you can see that there is a kind of break in the tunnel in that area, and it continues forward more.
Can I smell anything?
Make a perception check. Let's see, let me move you two over here because you guys are outside. Kind of taking a deep inhale. There is a odd cleanness to the air, almost like an ozone type smell. That's just very faint here, kind of hidden beneath the smell of earth and just cave that you just very faintly pick up.
I am going to inch a little bit further.
You can see now that the sides of the corridors kind of bend and go off in 3 different directions, one directly ahead of you, and then one to the left and one to the right. The glows are this side here, if you can see my ping, is glowing orange and red, just ever so faintly, that stands out against the pure darkness in here. And then this side is kind of like a violet, kind of bluish color. And then now that you've moved forward, you also see a faint bit of flickering light coming from this direction.
So, pressed against the east wall, she's going to keep going with a focus on this direction.
Sure. Say with your trying to get like the angles right here. You'd be able to see all of this. And as you kind of are stepping in, everything is kind of in that same black and white viewing of your pure dark vision. So you do notice that there are fine particulates of some type of substance scattered at the ends of both of these areas, in that kind of like sand color. There's this very fine particulate that's been spread through that area.
Have I been leaving any footprints so far?
No, because you've been kind of looking back and seeing if you disturbed anything. You don't feel like you've made any noise or alerted anything. It's very quiet in here. Actually, I would say we'll take your 18 perception into account. You do hear faint voices kind of like bouncing off of the cave walls now that you're kind of this far in. Can't make out what they're saying, but you do hear people talking to each other.
Can I gauge which tunnel they're coming from?
They appear to be coming from this direction. Kind of toward the southward tunnel.
All right. A few steps further. Trying to see
Let me stop there.
what's up these ways. Yes, I stop here.
So glancing up the tunnel, actually your vision would stop here because of the light that's coming from this. Turning down and looking towards the source of the purple light, you see kind of faintly shimmering in the air are these glowing runes that are slowly pulsing and kind of rearranging themselves slowly in the air. Create almost like a solid wall of this kind of purplish, bluish substance.
Can I try to learn anything about them?
Make an Arcana check.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a practitioner of magic, but it's common enough within the world for you to have picked up a thing or two in your travels. And with a 17, since you rolled so well, I will say that you would know that the kind of between the color and the kind of ways that it's building this kind of shifting wall of glyphs, you can kind of guess that it's sort of abjuration based, whatever this kind of magic is.
What is abjuration again?
It is some sort of protective magic.
Okay. All right, now I will very carefully peek this way without moving from this tile.
With your dark vision, 60 feet. It's about as far as you can see. Kind of like turning around the corner and looking, you see another wall, and this time with kind of red runes that are slowly floating in place. But these aren't a solid wall. It's more like a line in the air, maybe like 3 feet off the ground.
Well, these seem pretty ominous. Might need to have Mix help figuring these out. She's going to return now.
Sure. You can back up with your allies outside the cave.
There are these weird magical rune walls floating at a few of the junctions.
Those could be any number of spells. Could be a trap meant to alert people to our presence, or some sort of thing to damage us or incapacitate us, allow us to be captured. We should be careful going forward.
You guys want to stand back and I'll trigger one and you can see what happens?
I'd
That
rather
could-
not trigger any of them if we can help it.
Yeah, yes, that's another good idea.
But you didn't see anyone in there? You didn't see footprints about people traveling in one particular direction, or...
I could hear people, but that's about it. I didn't want to go any closer to the barriers.
Understandable.
Also, there was some finer patches of earth. Right about disturbing those.
Now that you're back outside, you can kind of like looking back through your mind. You think it might be sand, like a pile of sand that's been laid in the hallway.
Did it seem deliberate?
You didn't see any sand on your way in. Just those patches.
The sand could have been placed there, or was a byproduct of whatever they're doing.
Why would someone want to put piles of sand in a cave?
Well, it would leave footprints if you walk through it. That's my guess.
Do you know of any magical reasons?
Would I know of any magical reasons? I'll Arcana check.
Make an
that.
Arcana check. With a 19, I mean, you know that there are all sorts of spell components in the world, but sand doesn't strike your mind as one.
What about as a product?
With a even with the 19, nothing comes to your mind. Nothing you've ever seen or heard of.
Got nothing?
No. Sand isn't even typically found in caves. It would have to have been brought there from somewhere. Unless it connects to some sort of beach inside.
An underground beach.
Actually, could I just want to make like a nature check to see if this based on what she's described, if this cave seems to go down into a large opening inside, or like basically I want to know if there's an exit to like the ocean on the other side, or like a lake, or like a beach. If I want to know if we should like worry about them escaping out a side tunnel, if I could know that based off the topography of the land.
Based on the topography of the area, you don't know of any large lakes or rivers or anything that go through this area. I mean, you even saw that most of the vendors there in town had large barrels of water that were stored there. So, I mean, nothing like that catches your attention as something that you think could be there.
Yeah. So the sand is very unusual. I think we should do our best not to disturb it if we can.
Good plan.
Well, there's one path that doesn't go over the sand and doesn't go directly through a barrier.
Well,
I think that's where I heard people from.
That might be our first stop then.
See, but does seem.
Okay, so what's our marching order going into this?
That's exactly what I was going to ask.
You to see what you can learn about the barriers. And you, she looks at Flynn, you should probably hang back a little further. You say you're on the
Perhaps,
south
but
side.
it is quite dark in there. Yes.
Do you have trouble seeing in the dark?
I might.
Um, I could help you with that. I mean, it might give away our position a bit.
No.
No light for now?
Yeah.
I'll be ready. So that you're not left in the dark in the middle of combat, though. Okay?
Okay, okay. So I will try and follow you.
I'll stay close ahead of you.
I'll do that, and I'll like put my hand on the wall and follow it.
Okay. And we're gonna try and be sneaky going
So
in.
we have Yasil and Meklaresh followed by Flynn. That's how you guys are in the cave.
I believe so.
Yes.
It is pitch black. Absolute pitch black for you, Flynn.
Yeah, Flynn is like hugging the wall, basically.
Yeah, kind of like having your hand on the wall. Every misstep that you take is a little nerve-wracking, but trusting the individuals in front of you, you weather through and make your way to the segment that Yasil had described, the kind of split path corridor ahead of you. And even you, Flynn, can see the faint glow of purple and orange. And as you get closer and closer to this segment, you do see a faint bit of flickering light from directly in front of you.
Mm.
That's where the like purple and orange glows are very like static, where it is like emitting the same amount of flat amount of light, like a mystical sort of light, and the flickering is like kind of a more sporadic light.
The flickering's coming from down here, right?
Yeah, it's coming from that way.
Okay.
All right. I guess I move up and try and see if I hear voices.
Sure. Make a perception check. You do. They're very faint and they sound like whoever is talking is trying to keep their voices down. But you can hear the faintest bit of conversation happening between people.
Am I too far away to hear what they're saying?
You cannot understand what they're saying. They're not talking at a normal conversation volume. They're talking low and quietly. So you can only make out that there are words that are being exchanged, and they're not like constant. They're like there'll be a couple of moments of silence, and then there'll be one voice, and then another, and then another, and then another, and then it'll be paused for a few moments, and then it'll continue.
Okay. I guess I just want to try and move up to the corner and just
Sure. Are you moving
see what I can-
quietly?
as quiet as I can.
Make a stealth check. All right. I'll make note of that.
So
This
yeah.
may be a point for a bountiful luck to come into play. Let me make sure.
I mean, it is a natural one.
Yeah, let's trying to find my feet just to click it again.
Yeah. I assume that Flynn is also trying to be very quiet.
Yes.
So you can give me a stealth check with disadvantage because of your armor. Also because you can't see, but you can't have double disadvantage. So
Roll 4 dice.
yeah, just roll the normal disadvantage stealth check.
Can't worse than me.
Okay, I'll make a
Close.
note. But you're going to use your bountiful luck to have Meklaresh re-roll her natural one.
I was going to, but I think I have to actually be able to see them.
I would say with the flickering firelight in the distance, you can see her, just
All right.
very faintly, but you can make her out.
Feel free to re-roll the natural one if you want to.
Okay.
Okay.
That's much better.
I have made a note.
All right, and I want to just scope out these ruins, the ruins right
Sure.
here.
You do see the faintly glowing runes that are creating almost like this opaque purple barrier that runs from wall to wall. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
This I'm good at.
With an 18, you can determine that this is not a dangerous enchantment. As far as you can tell, it appears to be abjuration in nature. The exact spell or whatever caused this effect is not something you're familiar with, however. But you don't think that this is dangerous.
It won't directly cause harm.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay, then I'm gonna step over here to look at the orange ruins.
Sure, go ahead and give me another Arcana check. Another 18. This one, however, is a different story. As you notice, interlaced in the kind of abjuration-based magic, you can kind of read certain runes that have familiar qualities to evocation magic.
Ooh.
And you get the sense that this is much more dangerous than the other one.
All right, so I'm gonna stand, like I'm gonna turn around in front of Yusula, and I'm gonna point at the purple one and give her a thumbs up, and then I'm gonna point at the orange one and cross my arms like no.
Thumbs up. Go run through it. Nothing'll happen.
All right.
As far as I'm concerned, we're still being sneaky.
You don't average your rolls, right?
Yep.
Like, as a group, you actually are kind of being quiet right now.
I did not know that.
I mean, with the natural one,
Close to
you
the
definitely
sand.
would have been making some noise, but luckily you got somebody that caught you.
Right. Isila is going to move up and direct Flynn to stick with Mekleresh.
I'm gonna like put my tail in his hand.
You,
So he has something to grab onto.
in this space, it is still like almost pitch black, but the kind of dim light from the glowing runes spreads off about 10 feet from them. So you can see okay in the space that you are. And now that you're a little further down the hallway, more towards the source of that flickering light, it does illuminate this area slightly. So you can see the sand particulates that have been kind of poured over the entire path in front of both of those areas. So you can see a little bit in here, but it is still very, very dark.
Yeah, Flynn's just gonna go over and try and look at the sand a little bit. Careful not to step in it.
Sure. Are you trying to investigate, or are you just trying to like take a look and like figure out what's up with it?
Gonna investigate a little bit, see like if there's any prints. Look like it's been disturbed anytime recently.
Sure. Go ahead and make an
Been kinda
investigation
left
check.
alone. Good luck to me.
Wow, with a -1, a 17. It's pretty good.
I'm impressed.
As you're kind of glancing through it, you actually reach down and like touch it and like move it. And it's sand. It's very, very, very fine sand. More fine than you would find like on a beach. Like somebody has literally powdered this to pour across the hallway, and kind of you just rub it, and it's just regular sand. And as you're rubbing your hands together, you notice just barely, because of the flickering firelight, you notice something shine in the sand. And you follow it with your eyes, and it's a wire that runs across the hallway from wall to wall, kind of half buried in the sand.
Yeah, Flynn's gonna make sure to let everyone know. The sand, it's hiding a wire.
Wire.
Gonna point it out to everyone.
And as you point it out to them, because they can see in the dark, because it's pointed out to you is why you've noticed this. But the loop has small loops that are attached to the stone on either side, and if you follow one of the loops upward, you notice the wire continues upward. And above, you see something that's been kind of like shoved into a corner that's attached to the end of the wire.
Don't mess with that wire too much. Probably gonna hurt us. We
I
trip it.
shall not touch it anymore.
You get the idea that if you were to step over the wire or move it in any way, it would yank down whatever that is that's up there.
So this way. Careful of the wire.
Hold on.
I'm also going to assume the other hallway has a wire as well.
Can we still hear voices?
You can. Very faintly. They're kind of intermittent. They're not like all the time, but you do occasionally hear voices. You can also hear something crackling down from the direction of where the wire is. You can glean that it's probably a fire of some sort that's causing the light.
Is this area slightly indented in the wall?
Yeah. But you can
Okay.
also see that there's... Let me give you guys some more view, because you guys did move over. There you go.
Still is going to quickly step up here and duck into the corner.
Sure. And from that angle,
We're just holding position right now.
you would be able to see there's another line of runes that are floating in the air over here.
Not scary at all.
And I can't see past these even at this distance.
Or make a perception check. Because it is trying to look past something that is much brighter than its surroundings. You can kind of faintly make out that the tunnel continues in that direction, but you can't quite see past it because of the light kind of in front of the darkness.
Hopefully it's hard for them to see past too.
Did the voices sound like they were coming from up there, or more like...
The voices sound
Can I-
like they're coming from this hallway here.
Okay.
Oh, from the hallway?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I forgot. Meklarresh is kind of at an angle, so you'd be able to see here. And the firelight would give you more view. You can see the faint outline of a fire over here.
Very interesting. Jeez, what a whip to Flynn. Where do you? Jeez, we've got a lot of options here. If we pick the wrong one, someone's getting out of this cave.
I assume you guys are whispering. You can talk at a normal volume.
Okay.
Well, I don't mean to, put my needs before anyone else's, but I'd kind of prefer to go the way with light. I feel like I may be a little bit more useful
Of course,
in that case.
of course.
But I do
I'm just-
realize there is sand in the way.
I'm just wondering if we'd be able to block off the exit to prevent anyone from escaping.
A good point. A good point. I could stand there and not let anyone through.
We might need you up ahead, though. I'm just, I'm not quite prepared for this exact situation today. I mean, I could cause a cave-in, but it would be a cave-in.
Ah, yes, I see. I mean, we could cause a cave in and trap them in the cave.
But what I'm worried about is if they have a second route of egress, then we will, they'll just flee and we'll be left with nothing.
Hmm.
I want to make sure we do this right. I don't want them to get away again.
Still is going to continue creeping around this corner. Peek a peek.
Sure, no problem. It seems to end in a dead end to the south.
guess I'm going to take my my hunter's trap out of my pack and set it over here, just in the center of the tunnel.
Could have my horse guard the escape.
Your
You
little
have a horse?
slipknot trap? Okay, yeah, you can do that.
I thought I had a like trap.
It's not like a bear trap. It's like a rope that's a slipknot. Where when a small animal goes into it, they get caught in it.
What would you secure it to?
It's not like a bear trap.
Darn it.
Missed my whole thing. But that wouldn't do very much except maybe trip someone. If we could ring it up to an alarm of some sort, though we know if someone's escaping. But I don't have a bell or anything like that on me.
Could spread some coins and hear them walk over coins.
Yeah, if only we had a lot of coins.
I do have some copper on me that's not used for very much. I don't know how loud it will be though.
We would have to lay it very carefully, that's for sure. And it might take too much time.
Remind me next time I'm in town to buy some caltrops.
How does the oil of slipperiness work again?
It should say in the description of the item.
Grease spell. Difficult terrain. Alright, Azula is going to return to the party. Gesturing to this whole area, she'll shrug and point down this way.
Okay. I think we're all in agreement that we're going this way. We'll just need to be careful of the trap. I am concerned about these warded sections though. If we could
Maybe-
somehow alarm this or set a trap or something, I'd feel much more comfortable.
In this area,
Yes.
I might have something. She's gonna show them the oil of slipperiness.
Yissel produces a small bottle filled with a odd green liquid that slushes around inside.
If I pour this on the ground, we'll have trouble running past it.
That seems very useful.
Could pose risky if we need to be the ones fleeing.
We could just jump over it.
How large of an area will this bottle cover?
10 feet.
I'm not sure I can jump over 10 feet. I'm not really the athletic sort. But
And
it's worth trying.
yeah, we'll just have to plan for success.
What could go wrong with that?
Here.
Alright, I'm gonna go apply it.
Sure, just go ahead and ping the area for me again where you are applying the oil. The entire hallway?
Do we want to make a subtle path? Or do we think that would be too visible to them?
I mean, I can get us out over it afterwards. It's just making, I can't hold concentration on anything that would block this for a very long period of time. And if I get injured, there's a chance they'll be able to escape through it anyway. But we can escape over it.
Okay. I'll go ahead and apply it now then. The whole hallway.
You take the bottle, you pop the cork off of it. There's this acrid smell to it. You pour it on the ground, and it very quickly spreads and expands to fill the space, creating this very like oil slick like kind of goo that spreads onto the ground.
That consumes the item, right?
Correct.
Well, okay. If we're going in there, does anyone feel particularly sneaky and would like to take the lead and maybe make a surprise attack on them? Or
I
we
am
can all
not
just,
feeling sneaky.
or we can all just barge in. In which case, I will give you some lights you can see there, Flynn.
I think
I
we
mean,
should
if we
hold.
get into combat, I can provide my own light if need be.
Think we should hold the element of surprise for as long as we can.
Yes, you bring up.
Okay, let's try and carefully get over this wire trap then.
Since you all are aware that the trap is there, there's no need to roll. You can just simply step over it.
Very nice.
And as you step closer to further into this hall, the voices pick up slightly. You can make out the words, girl, waiting, they, win. Small snippets like that.
Syl bites her lip.
You also can see the kind of silhouette of somebody who has their back towards you, facing a fire pit, as well as another individual wearing some sort of a robe, kind of sitting in front, not facing you, kind of, you can only see like the profile of the individual, wearing a robe and some sort of a mask. I would actually say because of the fire, you'd be able to see probably all of this. But you do just pick up distinct voices, more than just two people talking.
How much would I be able to convey through hand signals?
It depends on what you're trying to convey, I suppose.
Right.
Just
So
pantomime, tell us what your hand signals are, and we'll interpret them as best we can.
Perfect.
If when it comes to combat situations and like a plan of attack, you guys as players can talk to each other. Your characters are veterans in the field of combat and tactics, so anything you guys discuss out of character when it comes to tactics for combat or planning to do combat, I'm okay with the metagamey part.
Okay,
Okay.
so super loud, very abrasive. I can shatter spell right here.
Perfect. So are we gonna go all in?
That's if we want to go in loud and hard.
I think at this point,
If we
going
want,
hard from here is our sneak attack.
yeah. The other option would be simultaneous, like if you still wants to run up and punch a guy in the back of the head, and then missile the other guy.
Then there's probably someone like there's multiple voices and maybe someone in this
Is at
area.
least one more, yeah. But if we can take down like really chunk two of the guys early on, that's a big bonus for us.
I would say with Ysil's
Yeah.
passive perception, you can pick out at least 4 voices that are talking.
Okay.
But
So I
the masked gentleman's lack of movement gives you the impression that he is not speaking.
So at least 5.
They also do not seem to have taken notice of you yet.
So maybe we should start with a shatter, and then immediately follow up with attacking.
Yeah, just going loud and proud. We do shatter. Is it too metagame if you cast mage armor beforehand?
Don't have it memorized today.
Gosh darn. Well, I'll probably cast like a Shield of Faith beforehand. Get my
Would-
AC up.
And what are the components
Actually,
for
bless, sorry.
shield? What are the verbal somatics for the spells you're trying to cast? Because you can only precast things that don't have somatic components.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not trying to keep your voice very, very quietly.
Yeah,
I thought
Shield of
that- I
Faith
thought it was-
is all of them.
Yeah.
Verbal,
What's-
somatic is gestures.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. It would need to be verbal. So if you cast it, that would be like on your round of initiative, or else you might give yourself away.
Yeah. Yeah, they both have those, so I'll wait on that then.
I mean, you could shout it out when there's an explosion of sound.
Yeah,
from
when
you.
the shatter goes, yeah, trigger. Like, all right, we're all blessed now.
So would we all be able to take an action before rolling initiative?
No, you will roll initiative, and they will be surprised.
Oh, okay.
We'll get a full round.
Okay, so we're going with the shatter.
What's the area of shatter?
I'll just link it to you really quickly.
Perfect. And for a radius here. So yeah, we could do like a huge shatter like in the middle here, and it gets like. Actually, since we know no one's here, we can go like. If you put a shatter right here, it can hopefully get like if there's anyone in this area. This area, I should say.
Since they're gathered around a fire, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, that seems all right.
Yeah, that'd be the best shatter point.
And even if I go first and move up here, I would still be out of range, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
like
yeah.
you're the ones at that point.
I don't have gust of wind, so I can't just put out their fire, unfortunately. But yeah, all right, we're just gonna exploderize the fire.
All right, go ahead and roll
I don't
initiative.
know how this would. I don't know how this would affect the fire. So rolling initiative. I'm not firing this off and then doing initiative.
No, you roll initiative, and then you can take offensive actions during the first round of initiative.
Okay.
It'll make more sense after you roll initiative.
So we're rolling now.
Okay, we got Mech with a 6, Flynn with the 13, Ysil with a 21, and they have an 8. All right, Ysil, you have the beginning of initiative. What would you like to do?
There you go.
I think we just lost Cirque.
No, can you guys not hear me?
Oh, there you are.
No, we can't yet.
Apologize for that. Ysil, you have the top. It's the top of the round. Ysil, your action is first.
Okay. She's going to move up here and attack.
Stand by.
Punch straight to the back. Break the quarterstaff.
A 17 hits, and they will take 11 points of damage. And immediately, well, actually, hold on. Yeah, immediately goes down. Just immediate. Just they were not expecting you. You wheel around the corner and then just crack, and they just fall face first, right next to the fire.
I'm excited about this shatter then.
Let's see if I get to use it now.
Needless to say, the other 5 that are here look awfully surprised.
Okay. Need to figure out what monk stuff I can do from here.
Can do like the unarmed strike bonus action, I know.
I will say that the gentleman who appears to be wearing metal armor is, in fact, wearing metal armor. He has a shield and a longsword. The 2 gentlemen with arrows on their backs appear to be wielding the same type of weaponry that the people who were attacking the town were. The one you knocked out was also wearing a hood and had a wicked-looking dagger laying next to them that they never had the chance to grab. Same with the one across. And then there's the hooded figure who has now turned to face you. So what would you like to do?
What did he use?
You still have several feet of movement left, as well as your bonus action.
Can I use my extra attack after moving an extra 5 feet?
Sure.
All right. I will step forward and extra attack the metal armor guy.
Sure, go ahead and make another swing. So as there is a resounding crack as you bash the first person, you wheel around, wielding your quarterstaff in both hands, swing and crack the guy over his head. He took some damage for sure.
Let's see, stunning strike.
Wonderful.
Actually, when they're surprised, can they take reactions?
No.
Okay, so I don't actually need to step of the wind.
No, these guys, until they have their turn on initiative, they are considered surprised.
Okay.
And when their turn on initiative comes by, they become no longer surprised, but they can't take any actions or do anything. But they are still considered surprised right now.
I will attempt to strike. No, never mind. I will not stunning strike. I will move back. And end my turn.
How many feet of movement do you have total?
40. So
That's 25 and then 15. All right, you're good to go. Flynn, it is your action.
All right, so Flynn sees that happen.
You watch Yasil run around the corner, crack, crack, and then back up, waiting for the explosion.
Yes, Flynn's gonna run up, give a thumbs up on his way past Sil, and then when he gets here, he's going to cast Bless on all of us.
Sure, kind of running forward with the defensive position, readying your shield. With one hand, you grab your holy symbol tied around your neck, and you feel as a wave of warmth kind of pour out of your holy symbol and sink into your chest. Likewise, Yasil and Meklaresh, you also feel this warmth kind of begin to grow inside your chest, a very welcoming warmth as the Bless spell takes effect.
also, when I ran back here, did I get any vision down here?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I gotta put markers on people. And then you are concentrating on the Bless spell. You did. You saw that there was an open metal door that led further into the cavern. But it is currently open. You still have your bonus action. If there's anything else you'd like to do.
Yeah, that'll. I think that's all I. So I'll just end.
Okay, those guys are no longer surprised. Those guys. Okay, so no one is any surprised anymore. But it is now Meklaresh's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna run forward and go. This wasn't the plan.
Yeah, they're all like grabbing their weapons and like starting to get up and get ready.
All right, and with that, I'm going to cast Shatter at 2nd level.
Sure. Where is the center of your shatter?
It is going to be. I need to pick a square that will not hit my new friend. So I need to put it here.
Okay, so this is the center of your square. All right, this will be 5 Constitution saves. Starting with the bottom, working our way clockwise. Save, fail, 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 save.
I imagine the acoustics of this room are very deadly.
They all kind of reel from the impact of the sudden burst of thunderous damage that echoes throughout the entire cavern.
Jeez, what did I roll for damage?
6. You rolled really awful.
I would say I rolled
Yeah.
terrible. Oh, it's supposed to be 3d8.
But there is a thunderous sound that echoes throughout the cavern, and I will say that Yasil and Flynn, with your passive perceptions based on where you're standing, from down the hallway with the door that's open, you hear more sound coming from that way. You hear voices. You hear like, what the hell was that?
One other thing I am concerned about what is the how much HP does a fire have? Because it does affect objects in the area. It damages them as well. Did I explode the fire?
Was your intention to extinguish the fire?
I don't believe I get to make like an intention.
I'll allow you the creative input. Was your intention to destroy the fire?
Yes.
Okay, then it has been extinguished. I cannot delete it as part of the map, but it is extinguished as the room goes pitch black.
Must be.
Anything else you'd like to do, McLaresh?
Bonus action. No, I think I'm okay for now.
Okay. Yasil, it is your action as the world is suddenly very dark. Kind of the shifting shadows of your dark vision kind of snap into place. What would you like to do?
She will move up here and attack the hooded figure.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attacks at disadvantage because you are attacking without any light whatsoever. But go ahead and make your attacks.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll hit. For
really?
8 points of damage as you
Oh,
wheel
the less was 1.
as you wheel back around the corner and smash this guy with your staff as he's trying to stand up to confront you.
Then I extra attack.
Sure.
Wheel my foot around, kick him.
I got like a lot of stat blocks here, so give me just 1 second. A 13 will not hit. Unfortunately, he manages to deflect your blow with a small blade that he's pulled from his coat.
If I wanted to close this door, would that take a bonus action?
You
Or
can
an
do it
action.
as part of your movement.
Okay. I will flurry of blows then.
Go ahead. I'm going to make 2 unarmed strikes. Wow. You guys' rolls are really good tonight. So that'll be... How much HP do you have again? Okay. So you'll take 9 more points of damage and 4 more points of damage. As you slam him with the staff, he deflects the blow with the second blow with his knife, and then you just kick and pummel this guy. He's looking pretty hurt.
The first effect, I would like to attempt to knock him prone from wooden palm technique.
Sure, that is... What kind of saving throw? Oh, he fails. So he is prone.
And I may as well disable reactions while I'm at it.
And then there's another same saving throw.
No, there's no saving throw on that one. Only the prone and pushback have saves.
Let's see, dexterity saving throw would be knocked prone. No, it can't take reactions. That's an automatic thing whenever it fails either one of those rolls.
It says you can impose one of the following effects.
Okay, I got you. So you're imposing it can't take reactions. Got you.
Yeah.
No problem. So he cannot retaliate as he is prone on the ground, kind of head spinning from your flurry.
And then I will move back here and close the door.
Sure.
Oh, wow. Fancy. I will end my turn.
Okay. Bring us back to Flynn.
All right, Flynn is currently in the dark, so what he's gonna do is he's gonna have his battle axe equipped and use Channel Divinity to Sacred Weapon on it,
Sure, not a problem.
which does
Go ahead and link the ability, if you would. So you breathe in deep, and that kind of warmth in your chest intensifies as you feel this kind of comfort that grows from it as it then flows down your arm and into your weapon that begins to emit this bright orange light that fills the area as it is now glowing brighter than a torch would.
And then yeah, he's gonna brace himself and actually take one step forward.
Sure.
And then that'll be his turn.
Okay, and that'll bring us to these guys' turns. This guy is going to move over here. He's going to start rifling through some of the bags. This guy is going to try to back up into the corner, kind of inside one of the tents. He's going to launch an arrow at you. I do not believe that a 13 will hit you, Flynn,
No.
as
Okay,
the
I can
arrow
also-
plinks uselessly off of your shield.
Driving in pitch black.
No, he lit his
Oh right, yes,
weapon.
yes.
This gentleman is going to come over here, and he doesn't brandish a weapon. Instead, he's trying to strike at you with his fists. Does a 19 hit your armor class?
It does.
Okay. Go ahead and take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you parry one of his fists and the other one connects with you. And as it does, you notice the gauntlets that he has on, these kind of strangely woven gloves that have small bits of shining metal that are within them, begin to glow after it strikes you. There's kind of like this glowing thing that happens after the first hit.
All right.
And that will bring us to the other guy's turn, because they go back and forth in initiative. This person is going to run up to you. He's going to stand up, kind of dusting himself off, standing up. And the robed figure raises his hand up, and you hear some kind of mystical incantation. And he is going to attempt to cast a spell on you. Flynn, can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Can do.
You feel your
Yeah.
joints begin to lock up and lock in place as this mystical force pushes down on you, and you shrug it off, kind of flexing yourself as you do, casting the magic off of yourself.
When he flexes, he feels his best.
Yeah.
When I flex, I feel my best.
When I flex. Not really sure why. There we go. Okay, I've got like a weird bug right now. Hold on. Nope, it's still doing that, and that's really annoying. Hang on 1 second. I gotta refresh the page.
No
Right.
problem.
It's scrolling the screen when I'm trying to move tokens around. I don't want it to do that.
Oh yeah, that kind of sucks.
He is going to try to get away from you. So if you'd like to use your reaction to take an opportunity attack, you can. As he's going to try
I
to
would like
disengage
to.
from you.
Kick his ass.
All right, and that does due to the weapon. It's gonna have plus my charisma modifier, so +2 to that.
So +2 to hit. That is just enough. So he'll take 5 points of slashing damage as he grabs himself as you slice through part of his robe, causing blood to kind of spill out of the fresh wound. He is looking really hurt. Like, he kind of looks like he's on death's door, to be honest with you.
Would it be good for a divine smite then?
It's up to you.
Yeah, let's throw in a divine smite. 5 damage.
So as you retract the axe, there is this flash of divine energy that flashes through the wound after you struck, and he gets 2 more steps away and collapses onto the ground. The other knife-wielding individual in front of you is going to attempt to attack you with their knife. But I do believe that a 15 is also not going to hit you, as you are just a tank right now.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you do me a favor and roll a Constitution saving throw? Because you did take some damage. So see if you maintain your bless spell. Yeah, we'll say it's fine. You didn't take much damage. He just barely hit you.
Even the bless gets blessed.
Yeah. So you will maintain your concentration on your bless spell.
Perfect.
All right, that'll bring us back to Meclaresh. Is your action?
Okay.
This looks like a pretty good line here.
It's not as good as you might think it is for some of my spells because you have to look at the walls of the cave.
Oh, okay.
It's like, oh, I could get a really good line here if I could walk through stone. Like I'm kind of a pinch hold right here. Like I think I can move through Flynn's space,
I mean,
Yeah,
but
you should.
they would be able to attack you
it,
if you did so.
yeah, like they would get opportunity attacks. So I don't have like a great line to really beat up on one person. So I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to shock and grasp.
Make an attack roll. You have advantage. He's wearing metal armor.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I think a 31 is enough to enough to hit him. He'll take 7 points of lightning damage, as you grasp your hands together. There's this crackling electricity between them, and you lay them on the guy's armor, who's engaged with your friend. And these streaks of blue lightning surge through his armor and up, and you just watch as he winces and continues to kind of convulse slightly from the energy.
All right, and then I'm just going to back up 5 feet because he can't take
Yeah, you can't take reactions.
now.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's going to be my turn.
And it'll bring us back to Yasil.
Can I detect anything beyond the door at this point?
Give me a perception check with disadvantage because the door is closed. It is a solid metal door. You, with the sounds of battle right next to you, between your friends and the electricity going off and the clangs from the shields, I mean, you can't hear anything from the other side of that door now.
Okay. So she's going to re-engage. Do a flying bunk on this guy.
Sure, go ahead and make your attack rolls. And that's going to be enough. He'll take 11 points of bludgeoning damage, and he is also looking pretty hurt now. He's still up, though.
And followed up with an extra attack.
It looks like his head's spinning a little bit, but he's in fact still up. But he's looking hurt. Still have your bonus action?
I will use my bonus action to take the martial arts extra attack.
Go for it. Unfortunately, the last blow is parried as he actually grabs your hand as you go to strike out at him. And you can see like the crackling energy around these kind of gloves that he has on. Anything else you'd like to do for your turn?
Most of the basic reactions require you to also use your action, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I will end my turn.
Okay. And that'll bring us back to Flynn. Is your action?
All right, this guy's starting to look pretty roughed up, right?
Yeah, he's starting to look pretty roughed up. You also have the robed figure the robed figure in front of you that's wielding the dagger does not appear to be wearing any kind of armor. As a note.
All right, yeah. So I will. The armored guy's been kind of scaring me, especially with those crackling gloves. I don't really want to find out what they do, so I am going to roll an attack roll against him.
Go for it. Yeah.
Attitude, whatever that is. But
That'll-
that should work.
That'll definitely hit with a 22.
I mean, there's no 32.
You sweep
that-
from the side and strike a good solid blow into him. He is you watch as he coughs up some blood from the strike, but he's still got his fists up ready to go.
Jeez.
All right, well, let's do an extra attack then. Hit him one more time,
Go for it.
and then +2 to that, so it's 14 hit.
A 14 just hits. For 5 more points. With a second swing, you switch from the side, from hitting him in the side, and you do a big overhead arcing swing and catch the cleft of his shoulder and dig down about 3 or 4 inches into it, and you pull your axe back up as the guy crumbles to the floor.
Benefits of wood cutting.
Still have your bonus action and movement.
Yeah, so for my movement, I'm actually gonna just move like around this guy to get here.
Sure, not a problem. Kind of keeping them engaged with you, you kind of circle around, getting close to the guy in the back who's still going through bags and things.
I just imagine the Star Trek music where Kirk is fighting the Gorn is playing.
All right, and that will end your turn?
Yeah, that'll end my turn.
All right, so I'll go ahead and bring it back to our turn. This gentleman who's looking for something in the myriad of bags that are back there finds whatever he was looking for, and seeing you right in front of him, sees the other two far behind, and he kind of reaches back and throws something towards them. Macleresh, will a 11 hit your armor class?
That's a match.
All right, and that will hit you.
Could deflect missiles apply to this at all?
Sure. Go ahead and roll deflect missiles, and we'll see what happens. I'll let you try it. This line of thinking intrigues me, because it did go through your square.
You're gonna catch like a grenade.
So
it's gonna
yeah,
explode
go
in
ahead
your
and roll your d10, and tell me your total, and I'll let you know what happens. So
Oh dear.
What is your total?
+6 +5. So that's 1 + 8.
Okay.
It's complicated math. I can't do that.
What calculators are for?
Okay, so you get a small palm-sized object. You catch it out of the air. Would you like to throw it back?
I would.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Oh, it's a vial of acid. Or flame powder. I don't know. Bad.
Because
Could I throw it at this guy?
Yeah, sure. I'll let you do that. Because you technically reduce the damage from the missile to 0.
And should I roll a dart attack or something?
Yeah, just roll a dart attack. It'll be like the same thing. With a 23, you catch this palm-sized object. You don't even have the time to see what it is, and you take it and you catch it and you just immediately huck it towards the other guy. And there's a conflagration of fire that explodes in the area, covering the guy in a volatile substance that is just crackling with fire as he just screams.
Bitch.
And he is on fire, and yeah, he's on fire now. Let me go ahead and give him a marker so I can remember he's on fire. I mean, it is his turn. So I guess he's going to attempt to put the fire out instead of shooting his bow, which he does. He's successfully panicking. He pats the crap out of himself trying to get this fire off and like throwing dust and dirt on himself, but he does not get a shot off. And that'll bring us to the dagger individual, who is going to use their bonus action. And you watch as they, with one hand, they reach out and touch their dagger and they slice it across their hand. And instead of a spray of red crimson that you would imagine, there is this kind of flowing, almost glowing brown color that surrounds the blade as they then turn and try to stab it towards Flynn. $17.
Miss.
What is your armor class?
18.
Okay. Just barely. You manage to, in time, deflect the blow with your shield as the dagger scrapes across it. And as the attack makes contact with the shield, you watch as the brown energy kind of dissipates and just scatters against your shield with no effect.
Spooky.
Hey, he cursed my shield.
Mechlaresh, it's your turn.
Okay, so none of these guys are currently armored like the other guy.
No, the two individuals, one of them is that put himself out was wearing leather armor. Same with the guy in the bottom, and the other one is just wearing robes.
Okay, so I just need to double check the spell here. Okay, yeah. So I can only hit one of them with this. I'm going to cast an acid splash on was it this guy who was throwing stuff from the corner?
No, that guy got lit on fire. That guy's throwing
Alright,
stuff.
Okay, yeah. I don't like him throwing stuff. I'm gonna hurl some acid at him.
Sure. What kind of saving throw is that? Dexterity.
It says right there, yeah.
You clap your hands together and pull them outward, and in the air next to him appears this glowing emerald orb of sloshing liquid that slowly expands and pulses, and for what seems like just a long moment, it floats there in the air, and then bursts, sending a shower of acid on this guy. And he screams and grabs at his eyes and is trying to like rake out this acid from his eyes. He's not looking too good.
I'm gonna say throwing things isn't polite.
Yasil, it is your action if Mechlaresh is done.
I am certainly actually, which way does the door open? Does it open towards us?
Towards you guys.
Like, so if I were to stand behind it, it would be kind of braced.
Yeah. We could say that.
Yeah. My strength will come in handy here. I'm gonna stand behind the door.
Sure.
I love how you're just like, this is good job.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you brace your back to the door.
Yeah, and then it's Yasil.
This is the person who had the spooky blade, right?
That was spooky.
Yeah, it was spooky, but
Yeah.
it is no longer spooky.
I'm going to move behind them and crack them on the head.
Go ahead and roll.
It'd be flanked, right?
Yeah, you have advantage on the strike. Yeah, 17 does it. 7 points of damage. I think that's the first points of damage they've... No, the shatter, right? And they failed?
Yeah.
So that is enough damage. So with another sudden crack, you hear a loud popping noise as you strike them in the shoulder, and you can actually see their shoulder kind of pop out of its socket as they collapse to the ground.
Nice.
Thanks for the support.
She'll give and move forward and sock him in the face.
Go for it.
He's just standing there, clutching his eyes.
He's like, ah!
Oh, wait,
We take the number on the left if you don't have advantage, so the 20
Yeah.
the 25 will hit, and he is also down. As you watch as you bash him in the chest and he collapses against the wall, then the air knocked out of him, and you just watch as his face slowly sloshes off.
Oh, brutal.
And then I will move over here and flurry of blows.
So the first strike goes wide because he was flailing wildly to try to like put out this fire. We'll add a little thematic components to it. But then you reach out and grab his shirt and you take him and you slam his head against the wall, and you just watch as just a gout of blood pours out of his mouth as he collapses on the ground. There's a momentary pause and quiet that settles over the room.
Immediately, I move over here closer to the door.
I've got like my ear to it now, and I'm just like trying to hear through the door.
Make a perception check. It is a heavy metal door.
Yeah, it's very, very hard to hear through.
There's people being beat up, though.
You hear shouting. You can't make out the words, but you hear shouting.
I'm just gonna be like, well, guys, I think it's best we just keep this party rolling. I'm gonna open the door and like
Flynn's gonna make sure he's up close before that. Ready to go.
So you're opening the door?
Opening the door. Open the door.
Da-da-da.
You open the door to reveal a narrow hallway that leads further in.
All right, I'm booking it down the hallway.
Flynn's running behind everyone because he's the slowest one.
He's still got his light hammer, so I don't.
Okay, pause, stop there. What was your marching order in that hallway?
You still got further than me because of her speed, and Flynn is dragging behind because of his speed.
No. Yep, there you go. That's how you guys are.
Say I wasn't moving.
So we're going to keep initiative.
Yep.
But you guys are surprised.
Oh, is this like cavern cave? Like I thought this was a wall right here.
That is a wall. There.
This is not.
That is a hole.
Gotcha.
With a narrow bridge leading over it. And 1, 2, 3, 4 arrows are going to fire at you still, as they had ready actions.
Deflect missiles about to come in handy.
You're not surprised, but they did ready in action to fire at the first person that walked through into the hallway.
Deflect missiles requires a key point, I believe.
It does.
Only the throwback.
Only the throwback does. So I got
It's a reaction otherwise.
an 18, a 6, a 7, and a 17 to hit you.
That's 2 hits.
Okay.
I will deflect missiles, one of them.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your deflect missiles.
That is a 14.
Okay, you successfully reduce the damage on the first shot to 0.
I will
However,
not throw back.
the second arrow that the last arrow that was fired at you does catch you in the side. You take 8 points of piercing damage.
Almost had a good combo there. Dodge, dodge, grab, poke. Can I take note of what kind of arrows they're using? Because I have one in my hand. Hello?
I can still hear you.
I cannot hear Cirque if he's saying anything.
They're the same as arrows you would buy anywhere.
Okay.
They're not special like the skeletal blackened arrows that were fired at you guys previously. But these are just generic arrows. You do see the path continues this direction, and you hear from this direction over the shouts of fire, and there they are. You hear what sounds like a low chant coming from this way in a language you do not recognize.
Any of us?
Any of you.
Damn.
I think there's some creepy shit ahead.
We'll go ahead and start from the top of initiative, since they had ready to action. So you have the first action.
Well, that guy's in punching range.
He sure is. I'm going to kneel over.
Sure. Running across the rickety bridge, one of the planks almost gives out, but you manage to jump slightly whenever the plank does crack and fall down into however far down that pit goes, as you weren't looking down as you were running across. But you managed to make it to the guy.
Can I shout an intimidating battle cry?
Give me an intimidation check, just for the hell of it. All right. Yeah. I'll make note of that.
I'm going to come at him from the side with the staff.
Do you have bless on that intimidation check?
No, that's a
Does
skill.
that only go for? Oh yeah, it's guidance.
It's a skill.
Sorry.
It's
Yeah.
guidance. Yeah, with the first swing, you swing around and catch the guy, and he almost doubles over from the initial blow, but is still standing.
Can he handle this big kick?
He cannot, as you then twirl in place and kick him and send him 3 or 4 feet back and crack into the stone wall as he falls to the ground.
Let's see. I am going
This
to.
area lit up.
No, they have dark vision.
Okay.
I will end my turn with that.
Actually, I
Push
would
defense.
say they would have lit torches. Give me a second. When the alarm was raised. So yeah, there's a couple of sconces that are burning
All right.
that aren't pictured because I didn't make the map. I just found it. That'll end your turn.
Yep, with the dodge.
All right, so you take the dodge action with your patient defense. Flynn, it is your turn.
All right. Flynn's just gonna do a full-on dash.
Since you are wearing heavy armor and you are running across the bridge, can you give me an acrobatics check with advantage? Because
Man, I
you
didn't
can
learn-
see.
I didn't memorize slow fall today.
Okay. You get here. As one of the boards crack, you don't fall, but one of the boards on the rope bridge crack, and your foot sinks down into it, and you have to spend the rest of your movement wrenching your leg out. You're still on the bridge. You did not make it all the way, but you did not fall.
Okay.
Oh, you still have your bonus
That'll be my
action.
turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think.
Bring us to their turn. Also, you guys can see reveal areas, please. Down into the hallway here. And since Yasila's down here, you can see more pathway leading down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take 3 shots at Yasil and 1 at Flynn.
I am helping.
They get
Yasil,
disadvantage on me.
correct. So we'll say those are 2 of the shots that you took. So an 18 versus armor class.
16.
Okay, so 1 hit, 1 natural 1, and another miss. And a miss on Flynn as a volley of arrows flies out towards the two of you. You're still dodging them, dipping them. One of them is going to hit you.
I will use deflect missiles.
Okay, you use your reaction. Go ahead and make. You don't even need to roll. You reduce the damage to 0
Right.
as you catch the
Oh,
only
nice.
arrow that was going to strike true.
Crazy
I'll snap
action.
this one.
And that's their turn. I have a lot of people to move right now, so I apologize. 30. He'll dash. Lots of things behind the scenes you guys can't see. I've been moving tokens this whole time.
Yeah, can't see.
If Garish had deflect missiles, he would probably keep every arrow.
This guy's gonna
That's
move
my
to
agent's
there.
obscurity adding.
And I guess they're gonna do the same thing where they like bring their hand across the blade and giving it this kind of brownish aura as they then throw the dagger towards Flynn. And because you fell, the dagger sails over your head because of when you when your foot crashed down through the floorboards. The dagger just right over your head.
Lucky break.
And
Well put.
Dimmy, go ahead and give me a. Can he see you? He can see you. Go ahead and give me a reflex, or give me a dexterity saving throw.
Is it for me?
Yep.
All right.
As a small orb of black light appears.
1000 saving throw.
Oh
but-
dear.
Yep.
Oh,
Hey,
dear.
natural 20 either way. A small orb of black light appears next to you, and you barely manage to get out of the way as it then bursts with a dark radiance.
Uh-huh.
And bring us to Meclaresh. Is your action?
He's just stuck in a hole in the bridge.
Yeah, you just barely managed to get your foot up, and you're like dipping and ducking around all this shit flying at you.
I'm gonna run
This is
down
fine.
next to Flynn,
Okay.
and I'm going to use my racial darkness,
Okay.
and I'm gonna drop it right here.
Okay.
This
Where?
square.
That's the center of it. How large
Yeah,
is your
so it's
darkness
a-
spell?
It's a 15-foot radius. So it's these 3 and stop line of sight from this guy down here.
And if they try to move forward, they could fall off.
Okay, so that entire area, suddenly a blooming ball of darkness appears in the space that then completely engulfs, creating this inky blackness that lets no light pass through it.
And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to just very quickly lay my hand down on Flynn's shoulder and cast Dragon's Breath at a 3rd level on him and say, "You can breathe lightning now."
You cannot do that because you did cast a spell this turn, a leveled spell. You can
even with
only
my
use a
racial level?
cantrip. Now, because darkness is a leveled spell, you can only use a cantrip.
Oh, then I will redact that.
You can still tell him he can breathe lightning.
How certain- Amazing.
Now, I think that's it for me this turn then.
Okay, now bring us back to Ysil.
You know the drill. She's going to, this time at a slower pace, menacingly walk over to this guy.
This guy looks like he's about to piss his pants. Go ahead and make your first attack at advantage. With one clean strike, You smash this guy into the wall, and you just knee him in the groin, and he doubles over.
Her head snaps over to look at this guy.
Oh shit!
And extra attack.
You quickly strike him in the gut, and he recoils back, trying to get away from you. Took a solid hit.
And then I will use martial arts extra attack.
Go for it. And that is just enough damage. As you then, seeing him double over, you just knee him in the back and knock him down into the stones below, and you hear a sickening crack as his head meets the stone.
That one's my turn.
Okay, and that'll bring us to Flynn.
All right, so Flynn is probably gonna play some more catch up at this point.
Is
Miss the dash.
It is concentration.
Yeah. He'll dash to right.
Sure, you dash forward, getting ready for anything that might come out of the well of darkness that's in front of you.
Then just end the turn.
Sure, not a problem. They're going to take their turn. They're going to do that. They're going to do that. They're going to do that. Ysil, it's your action.
See. Would I be able to move forward, swinging my weapon wildly?
Through the darkness?
You would be at a severe penalty, and you also need to target the correct square with your attacks. You don't know where they are. They could be anywhere in that square, or beyond it.
We didn't hear them Wilhelm scream and fall to their death, so...
You did not hear any Wilhelm screams. You can make a perception check to see if you can determine what they did.
I will do that. Will it cost an action?
It'll be your bonus action to make the perception check to kind of listen for what happened on their turn. With a 12, you heard footsteps, but they were getting quieter.
Okay.
Could I, if you still requested it of me, could I drop my concentration on darkness?
On
as a
your
free
turn.
action? On my turn. Okay.
All right. I will move to this point.
Let me just do this. So you move to that point, and the individual that was standing there is no longer standing there.
Mm-hmm.
You are in pitch darkness now. You cannot see anything. Your dark vision has no effect here.
And I will chuck a dart just directly this way.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll with disadvantage. And they do have a higher armor class because they have total cover. You chuck the dart into the darkness, and you hear a visceral response from someone or something, and you feel as though your dart struck true.
I will use the last 10 feet of movement to back up.
Okay. And that'll bring us to Flynn's turn.
All right. Yeah, Flynn's just gonna kind of walk in. Does his magic count as illuminated, or does his weapon count as magically illuminated?
It is magically illuminated, but darkness will prevent it from illuminating.
It's super thick ink
Yeah.
suspended in the air.
Yeah,
Almost.
just checking because it does say a non-magical light can't illuminate it. So are you counting magical light doesn't illuminate it either?
Or is it magically illuminated with normal light?
Completely covering the source of the darkness. You cannot illuminate it unless the light is coming from a source or a spell of second level or greater, and your weapon is not considered that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk like right here, and I'm gonna use the dodge action.
Okay. Give me 1 second. They have a lot of stuff to do now for their turn. I'm also on the wrong layer, so.
I apologize for messing with everyone's shit, including my allies.
It worked quite well.
I mean, we're not dead. Some of them are dead. I think we're still ahead.
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't want to get peppered full of arrows crossing the bridge. I'm very aeromagnetic.
You forced a retreat that let us clean up these two.
Yeah, it gave. I mean, we don't
I
know
took
how many
no damage.
We don't know how many are going to be over in this weird space, but
Yeah.
So we have plenty of time to position ourselves in the darkness.
the plan
Okay.
is to drop it next turn, so you'll be able to see again.
All right, that'll bring us back to Meklaresh. As you hear movement and orders being shouted. You get over there! Get over there! Get ready! They're coming!
Right, and I'm going to drop my concentration on the darkness spell.
1 second. Get rid of that.
If anyone's in line of sight, they'll see a smiling halfling.
You drop concentration on the darkness spell, and light spills back into the room from the 2 torches as the inky blackness sort of fades slowly. You still have all
Okay,
your
yeah,
stuff to do. That's a free action to drop a spell on your turn.
Well, I can see 2 people standing right next to each other. And this worked so well the first time.
It's 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
They both reach up and grab as the emerald orb explodes next to them, and they reach up and they grab and they howl and they scream as they roil in pain on the ground until they stop moving.
I'm going to wince a little bit at that and be like, ugh. And then I'll, wait. Oh my goodness, please. Static clincher. Okay, yeah.
This is not
Just
how I
move
thought
over
this would
here.
go.
It's never how you think it's going to go.
In a good way or a bad way?
I don't know yet.
Okay, and there's another way down over here, right?
Yes, that pathway looks like it goes downward. You don't hear any noise coming from that direction, though.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna keep my eye on it while I end
Sure.
my turn.
Sure. That will bring us back to Ysil.
She's going to move up here.
Give me 1 moment, please. So I have some ready actions that are about to be taken.
You
And
love to hear
we'll
the
just,
player.
I'm just going to, like, there are, like, there's light in this area. This area is lit, so you can see. I'm just trying to figure out what angle you can see at.
Oh,
The runes across the room, you barely notice before the next thing happens, appear to be broken and shattered, as if something had broken whatever enchantment was there. You can see they're kind of scattered and pulled apart as a humanoid creature with long spines protruding all over its entire body kind of takes in the space with orbs, yellowish orbs for eyes, and a jaw that opens up far too wide for any humans to. Kind of steps forward and looks through the area as it steps past the barrier. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a ready to action. I just need to see.
I'm glad we didn't walk through the other one.
I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Thank you, Bless.
You feel an oppressive force begin to push down upon you, trying to lock you in place, but you then break it as the robed figure immediately in front of you kind of raised his hand up to try to lock you in place, but you shrug off the effect. Also, let's go ahead and... You know what, he's just not going to do anything. We're going to take 2 arrow shots at you. 17 on a 20.
both hit. I will deflect missiles 1. Oops.
So you're going to take 3 points of piercing damage, and you're going to reduce the damage to 0 from the first shot because you have enough, just baseline to the minimum, get a 6. So you catch the first one, the other one catches you in the side, dealing, like I said, 3 points of piercing damage. And you can continue your turn.
I would like to throw a dart at the hooded figure.
Sure. He's going to take 7 points of piercing damage from your dart. As the dart rings true and strikes him in the chest. Not deeply wounding him, but doing a pretty decent chunk of damage.
Now, I'm going to back up.
Okay. And we'll bring us back to Flynn.
I will mention that there's a terrifying thing. Spiky human. Not human. Dean, are you muted?
Oh yes, sorry. He's drinking water. So yes, he sees it. He says he's gonna go see it for himself and marches on up ahead.
Sure. You see the same scene that I described to you, Syl, with the shattered barrier and this kind of a pallid humanoid with spines covering it, kind of crawling out from behind the barrier.
Oh. I see what you mean, Isao. I don't think it's human. And then Flynn's gonna brace himself with the dodge action.
Sure, you take the dodge action. No problem.
And end turn.
Okay. It's going to lead us to their turn. Flynn, give me a... let me look at this spell. I need to make sure I'm giving you the right saving throw. I'm going to need you to make me a saving throw, but I have to look up what the saving throw is.
Can't find it. I'm happy to do a charisma saving throw.
Make a wisdom saving throw, please. A tabaxi mage in the center raises his hand up and points 2 fingers toward you and then curdles them as if an invitation to you. And you hear a word into your mind, a singular word. Disarm. And wordlessly, without even thinking, you drop your shield and sword to the ground. Sorry, you drop your axe and your shield to the ground.
Gosh darn it.
He is then going to... Actually, you can see a little bit more now. He's going to go ahead and move to here. His movement. This individual is going to step up to you and attempt to... cast a spell. If you are not wielding your shield,
Is 16 armor class with no
it
shield?
is a 16. So that is a 15. So the hooded figure raises a hand up trying to just touch you, and you watch as this black energy kind of crackles through their hand as they reach up, and you barely manage to like dip out of the way as he then swipes through the air and the magic is expended. Actually, you dodged, right? So I mean, he had disadvantage anyways. He still missed. The bowmen are going to move back. Creature is going to move forward. This creature is going to move out here.
Oh. Ah.
Neat.
As more of these horrible pallid creatures move forward, actually they're gonna dash. And when they get to where they are, suddenly, Flynn, the entire world around you seems to get askew as the chittering, cackling noise these creatures are making fills your ears, and the entire world seems to tilt slightly on its side, and there's bursts of color that appear in the periphery of your vision. But it doesn't do anything right now. I am going to take 2 shots at you, both with disadvantage. You have covered from the first volley. That's a miss, and a miss because of partial cover from the wall. You're very lucky you were standing where you're standing.
Yes.
But you managed to evade the rest of the attacks. I'll bring us back to Mekleresh. It's your turn.
Okay. Now I'm gonna move up here, and I assume I have line of sight on. Oops, wrong thing.
Yes,
These guys right here.
you can see these gibbering monsters that are quickly crawling towards you all on all fours, kind of screeching and laughing and cackling, and this maddening noise that's spilling out of them.
Yeah,
I
don't
don't
like
like
that. Yep, nope. We're gonna try and be much louder than them. The shatter spell, centered right there in the little cluster of them. Actually, no. If I do it right here,
If
not
you
that
do it like
this guy.
It's 15 foot?
It-
Or it's 10.
10.
It's 10. Okay, so you hit all 5
I'm
guys.
blind- Yeah.
We'll go 4
Wait,
monsters and then the guy last. Give me 1 second. And so he succeeds his saving throw, so he's going to take half damage. I need to see what their... Well, it's going to be save, fail, save, maybe save. Give me 1 second. I gotta, like, look up stuff in books. It's a freaking nightmare.
As nightmare.
That's the chittering.
I got like 8. I got like 4 books open over here. Give me a break, guys. So succeed, fail, succeed, fail, succeed.
Yeah. So on fail, half damage.
So it'll be 6 points. So 6.
They love me not.
13. 6, 13, and he will also take 6 points of damage. Alright, so you rear back, and again, that cacophonous blast of thunderous force erupts in the area, kind of causing everyone's eardrums to ring from the blast for just a few momentary seconds. Yeah, the ones that took the full brunt of the blast look pretty freaking hurt. Of course, there's Robe Dude who, like, he looks okay. He looks hurt, but not, like, severely injured. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm just gonna shout, and there's more where that came from, and that'll be it.
Okay. Yes, Sylva, it is your action.
So she's going to hurry over and hand Flynn his axe and shield.
It will. It will take. I'll say it'll take you as your bonus action to grab one of them. You can't get both. You can't get to both from where you're standing.
Can I action as well to get both?
Yeah, I'll say if you want to use your action, you can use it to grab both, and then
Okay.
hand them to him.
And then I will use the rest of my movement to ferry Flynn back. I'll go this far.
You can move that far. You can move him 5 feet back from where he's standing,
Yeah.
using the rest of your movement. If Flynn does not fight you, that is up to Flynn.
He'll be shocked. He'll go along with it.
Okay, so you move there, and the robe dude will make it an attack of opportunity. Oh,
Do a shield back on. So 18.
I rolled the wrong kind of dice there. He misses. He misses, luckily, with his dagger strike. Okay, and Flynn, it is your turn. Your weapons are back in your hand. You're good to go. It was only that momentary shock of the word that entered your brain that caused you to disarm, but you no longer feel compelled. Also, as a note, this is the last turn that your bless will be active.
Oh,
All right. Is the mage in line of sight?
Yeah, he's in line of sight of you. However, you can't quite make him out. The world's still kind of tilting and gyrating, and there's the small starburst effect of the whispers creeping into your mind from these creatures.
Gosh.
You
all
can
right.
see him from where you are. You can see him, but he's kind of shifting slightly in place as the world kind of tilts back and forth.
All right. Let's just brace again and use dodge. Wait for them to come forward or get more AoE going.
Sure. So you're going to take the dodge action then?
Yes.
Okay, and that'll bring us to their turn. Let me reference. Why do I have so many spellcasters in this battle?
You could just remove some if you want to.
But so I can get all that sweet spellcaster loot.
You still give me a wisdom saving throw.
still with bless.
No, sorry, bless is gone.
Okay.
It's been a minute. Let me just remove these bless tokens and I'll tell you what happens. The masked figure raises his hand up towards you again, Yasil, that same motion that you felt kind of pressed down upon you before. And you can hear him say, even through the cackling and the crazy laughing of the creatures that are behind him, even though he's starting to begins to slowly come out of focus for you, you hear him say, "Where do you think you're going?" And you feel all of your body lock up in place, and you are considered paralyzed.
He did a hold.
Let me mark that he's concentrating on that. He is then going to step back and let the creatures through.
All right, half shield.
5 feet, one target. That's a miss. Forgot you were taking the dodge action. And that is also a miss. You can take an opportunity attack if you want, as they are going to shuffle out with their allies. And let 2 more come in to try to take bites.
Bite. Hello?
You might be muted, Dean.
sorry, what was that?
You can take an opportunity attack, as there like two of them
Opportunity attack.
lunge forward and then back up to let the other two lunge forward at you.
All right, yeah, opportunity attack on one of them. Only 11. Actually, it should be 13 because of the divine weapon.
You don't have bless anymore, but it is still
Yeah.
a 13. Divine weapon lasts for one more turn after your next turn, by the way, because it only lasts for a minute as well, I believe.
Yeah.
But that is enough to kill one of the injured ones. So you slice at this creature, and its kind of greenish blood pools out on the ground as another one steps over its corpse to try to bite at you. 2 more attacks. Miss and a 17.
17 is miss. Can I have my shield back?
You're just barely holding on and trying to push these things back as their teeth almost clamp entirely around your shield, but you then bash them and kind of push them away, keeping them at bay. At this point, Yasil, you also can hear the chittering, and everything around you begins to spin and slowly rotate in place, and the kind of stars, even though you can't move, it feels like the entire world is rocking back and forth.
Complete paralysis moment.
Same with Meclaresh, you're also experiencing the same thing. But I will say, because you did make an attack roll against one of them, Flynn, you notice that everything in the entire world is moving and shifting except for them. They seem to be maintaining stationary, so whatever that effect is does not seem to protect them.
Okay, that's good to know.
And that will be their turn. I already took my shots. And bring us to Reeth. I mean, he's got guys like in the front there, but he doesn't really care about them.
Fireballed an old man and a little girl. I figure he wouldn't care about things.
He's actually going to go back. He's going to step forward again. And he's going to use his Tibet feline swiftness to move here. Okay. I gotta look up a spell.
Mega Fireball. Level 9 Fireball.
Power word, kill.
This is the spell that all of my friends were like, maybe you shouldn't have this guy be there, because he's like really strong. Alright, I need all of you to make Constitution saving throws.
Does
I should have put this
paralysis
back up.
affect me at all for this?
No, it's a straight roll. Paralysis only affects dexterity saving throws.
Oh, thank goodness.
Save, fail.
I just need to look at one thing real quick. Does my necklace give me advantage on
It does-
con
it-
saving
it does
throws?
not.
It does not.
As Reeth steps forward, running on all fours, jumping up in place and placing his hands together and then pulling them apart as you watch as, almost in slow motion, the air around his hands begins to solidify and turn to fine snow. As he then thrusts his hands forward and a blast of glacial energy fires out from his hands. Yasil, take 17 points of cold damage. Flynn, take 17 points of cold damage. Meclaresh, take 35 points of cold damage.
Ow! That hurt a lot.
I think we need to stop him.
Yeah.
Wait, sick to kill everything in front of him as well.
That was nice of him.
He is going to use his bonus action.
Is he?
Or he could not. Just a thought.
He's just going to back up to here. That's it. That's it for his turn.
That's what I call persuasion.
All right, Meclaresh, it's your action.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm drinking my healing potion.
Go for it.
It's
That's
not greater,
the...
so that's,
You have handouts for both healing potions.
yeah, just navigating to it.
It's 4d4 plus 4. Go ahead and get back 14 hit points.
Yay!
As you chug down the liquid that warms your insides and slowly causes the ice to flick off of you.
I'm gonna say that's not very nice, and I'm gonna cast a shatter over here again.
In one
but
second.
this time,
Yeah, go ahead.
uh, it's going to be at 3rd level.
Loud.
In one second. So you twist your hands together and create the same, getting ready to create the same force, this time putting even more power behind it. And Reeth raises up his hand, and you watch as a ring on his finger creates a small sigil in the air, and you watch as the magic from your spell
Son of a
is
bitch.
pulled towards his hand, and he catches it in the ring. Counterspell.
Oh no.
Oh shit!
He then twists his hand around and shakes his finger at you. No, no, no.
I'm gonna duck behind this corner. And that'll be my turn. Yeah, that's it for me.
All right, and that'll bring us to Yasil. Yasil, you are paralyzed. You can make a wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn.
End?
Yeah, at the end of your turn.
And I can't do anything until then?
You cannot take actions. You cannot move. You cannot do anything. You are paralyzed.
Well, I guess I end my turn and take that roll.
Go ahead. You are still paralyzed. Bring us to Flynn. It is your turn.
All right, seeing my paralyzed friend here, I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration and unparalyze them.
Go ahead and cast a spell. So go ahead and click on the spell in your spellbook so I can read the description. Yeah, so you instantly end the paralyzation as she is... You suddenly feel that magic that's pressuring you, that was holding you tightly bound together, suddenly snap and break off as you watch as Flynn removes his hand from you, finish casting his spell.
Oh, thank you.
Anytime. Then we'll end my turn.
You just gonna stay there?
Yeah, let's keep blocking them.
Okay.
Away.
That'll bring us back to their turn. What's the range on Shatter?
The range is 90, I believe.
Okay, so this'll hit all of you, right? If I cast Shatter right here.
Oh wait, it's 60 feet. Sorry.
So if he casts Shatter right here, it'll hit all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a point he can see, though? It seems like a pretty blocked off area. I don't know if he's line of sight.
If I could see it.
Go
from
ahead
when I
and go
shot
ahead
it
and go ahead
from
and make a
there.
Constitution saving throw, please.
Who?
All of you.
Everyone.
Okay.
That is a save. Shit, where does freaking stat block go? Hold on. Again, I'm
have
juggling a
one-
lot of things right now. So I deeply apologize.
I have the highest Constitution score, and I can't roll for shit.
What is his spell saving throw? Oh, I think that actually specifically says what the saving throw is. The DC was 14, so save, fail. Flynn, take 4 points of thunder damage. Yasil, take 4 points of thunder damage. Mekleresh, take 9 points of thunder damage. As you watch, as he then spins his hand, and you watch the energy pulled from Mekleresh's spell refire through the ring and explode with an enormity of force right next to all of you.
Well, damn.
Amateurs. He's then going to back up to here. The rest of his movement. Another individual is going to step through here. But he had a dash to get there, and you have almost full cover against these two shots. Yeah, they're just gonna miss you. There's just arrows flying through, and they're just striking the stone next to you, Flynn.
Perfect.
Meclaresh, it is your turn.
How?
May want to be careful with the spells you cast. Just
Oh.
a thought.
I'm hoping he's out of those right now. I'm gonna move back up so I have line of sight on this guy,
Yep.
and I'm gonna hurl an acid blob at him
Sure.
just to get the effect off out of the world.
And that is a fail, and because of he was the other injured guy, he also goes down, as all three of them are now corpses laying on the ground. Two of them are frozen corpses. One of them is a melted corpse, and the other one is a hacked corpse, but there's 4 corpses on the ground there.
Okay, and then I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to come back down here because I am in pain.
Okay. Bring us to Ysil's turn.
Is the shimmering effect ended?
Yes, that kind of tilting and shimmering of the gibbering stops when they all hit the ground.
All right, cool.
Do either of you still have tricks up your sleeve?
What kind of tricks we talking about here?
Any things that you have to recover from rest?
I've got more tricks, but I plan on using them all.
I can I have some healing I can use if need be.
I have 9 hit points and 1 key point.
Yeah, I have
so you may want to heal up.
I have a similar amount of hit points. Slightly more, but very very close.
I'm doing fine on hit points for the time being.
I might want to save my last key point for Step of the Wind in case we really need to retreat.
You could use your healing potion.
Right.
Oh wait, do you have a healing potion?
I don't.
You do. You have 1 potion of healing.
I used one in the last battle, didn't I?
No. You did not. You still have it. It's not on your held items. It's in the miscellaneous item section because all of you had one.
I'm talking about my character sheet item list.
You do have one. Because I gave you one when you created the character.
Okay.
And I don't remember you using it.
So it's 4d4.
It's 2d4 plus 2 for a regular healing potion.
And is that a bonus action?
Yeah, it's a bonus action to drink a potion. In my games, it is. Yeah, so you get back 7 hit points.
Anyone have a plan I should follow?
Let's think here. So, how much health do we think this Tabaxi mage have?
We haven't touched them.
Yeah, they could have a fair amount still.
The last time you guys fought, he was pretty hurt. But he's at full hit points now.
How much damage did you do last time, roughly?
Garish was popping off, so
At least 20, I think.
I was gonna say at least 80.
Give me.
No, he did not do that
Tell you
much.
what. Meclaresh and Ysil, you guys can give me intelligence checks to see if you can guess.
This would be a straight check, right?
Straight check.
Not a saving throw.
You have fought him before. I would say that you remember that he only took like 3 hits and then he bounced.
Yeah.
They were pretty solid hits, but he only took 3 and then like he couldn't have taken a 4th one. That's about what I'll get you from what you remember.
So, how all in you feeling? You want to try rushing, just take out the mage, see what happens? Or
I think he's the most dangerous thing in the room right now. And if we can stop him from doing things, that would be amazing. Like the other mage is like whatever.
yeah, the arrows aren't like really doing that much. The mages are a bit annoying. Because we'll have your turn and then we'll have my turn.
As a note, this guy has cast a lot of spells, so he's got to be running pretty low. From what you guys know about spell casting.
If you could stunning strike Reeth.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Then I'd be behind enemy lines with no resources.
I'll head up and support you.
Okay.
So he'll be there right after you. Like he could even.
Yeah, Flint's turn is
lay
right
on
after
hands.
yours.
Is lay on hands a bonus action or an action?
It's an action.
It's an action.
I will put my trust in you. Okay, I can pass that mage. Yep.
Okay, you run forward. Now that you're this far into the room, you notice that the kind of bubbling liquid is about 5 feet below the wooden bridge, and it looks to be like maybe like quicksand kind of consistency, where it looks like it's like thick and solid, but you might sink right down into it.
Can you shove as an action?
Yeah, it would be your action to try to shove, but you can only shove away from you.
What was that one thing you had, like the martial skill where you could launch someone like 15 feet?
With flurry of blows, I can push them 5. Oh, yeah, that's 15.
It does take a
Yeah.
key point to flurry of blows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so at least start off with the attack, and then we can decide what to do from there. Yeah, either stunning strike or we try to fling him. Just want to conserve key.
It's up to you.
You are going to fucking pay.
Your first strike strikes off of his mage armor as it glances through the immaterial barrier that he has set around himself. He just kind of sidesteps you to the side. Guess that was a jab at you, Mechlaresh. The second attack strikes true as you then catch him on the side in your rage and fury, and you pummel him.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, kind of.
It's like a big choice here because you could stun him, or you could flurry.
What are the saves on each of those?
It's on your spell sheet at the top. I believe it is like a 13 or a 14.
Mine is a 14.
Stunning strike. Is that the call?
No, I'm looking at them.
Okay.
It's like
So-
either stunning strike,
With
Constitution saving.
Flurry of blows, I get 2 attack rolls.
You get one more attack roll, and actually no, you can't flurry of blows this turn.
Hmm?
You used your bonus action already. You drank a potion.
Oh, that's right. So,
Okay, yeah.
stunning strike it is.
What's your save DC?
14.
Okay. You pummel him, and you feel the ki flow from your body into your opponent's, and you watch as his eyes grow wide, and he kind of locks up in place, stunned.
Yeah.
Nice.
Omewo Shinderu.
All right, and that's it for your turn. That's your move, bonus action, and your action. Flynn, it is your turn.
All right. How much health are you on? Ysil?
16.
16? Would you say you're probably fine or probably not fine?
Well, between these 4, I can deflect 1 missile, and then the rest of them. I think you should go on the offense.
Offense? Okay. Should I go again? Which do you think? Should I try and take care of this guy, or should we just pummel this dude?
As a small note, you do have an advantage when you attack a stunned target. I'm not making suggestions, I'm just informing.
Go all in on this guy, please.
All right. Yeah, gonna go all in. I do believe in order to get to him, I am gonna need to allow an attack of opportunity.
I think.
No, you can move around where you. No, yeah, you're gonna have to allow an attack of opportunity. Although the guy's armed with a dagger, so.
Yeah, so I'll take the attack of opportunity.
Also means you'll block me from his attack.
Take 4 points of piercing damage as he catches you in the side with your dagger as you run past.
Dang, got too cocky.
Oh, here's a fun note. When you're stunned, you automatically fail strength saving throws.
Yeah.
So if you were just to push him into the quicksand.
Well, the stun only lasts for 6 seconds. It's until the end of Yasil's next turn.
But he'll be guaranteed in the quicksand.
We don't actually know what the quicksand will do. It could just be like difficult terrain.
Could do anything.
Like, wow, that was fun. So, let's just attack him with the battle axe.
Go ahead. You have advantage.
Does a 19 hit?
A 19 does hit as you carve through his mystically enchanted mage armor and strike true with your first strike.
I'm also going to hit him with a divine smite with that.
Sure.
At 2nd level.
Oh, pumping out the big dice here. Yeah, so that'll be an additional 10 points of damage. You strike a powerful blow empowered by your god, and a flash of orange light engulfs the area as you strike at him with your first strike.
And then I assume he's still standing, so I'll use my extra attack to
He's still up.
throw another one at him.
3 more points of damage as you strike true again, doing another solid hit.
And then I'll use bonus action to drink my potion.
Sure.
2d4 plus 2, right?
Yep, 2d4 plus 2. You're back 5 hit points. That'll end your turn.
Yes.
He is stunned. Bandits are going to fire some arrows. One at Yasil and one at Flynn. Yasil is a miss. Flynn is a miss. This guy's going to try to come at you with his dagger because he's out of spell slots.
Dang.
This guy. Take 3 points of piercing damage. Oh, man. I want to let you have it, but I can't just let you have it. You still give me another wisdom saving throw. As the other guy began to chant and flail his hands around.
Oh, come on. Pretty good.
And you feel that oppressive force push back down on you, your joints beginning to lock up in place. And then you shrug it off, the anger completely consuming you. No effect.
Not this time.
McLaresh, it's your turn.
Okay. If I were to move like this, would I be able to see this guy?
Yes. I would say you
Okay.
can see him from there.
All right, so I'm gonna move up, and I really need to. When you're stunned, you can still take reactions, so that bums me out a little bit.
No, you can't. You can't take reactions when you're stunned.
Oh, really?
You can't do anything when you're stunned. You're stunned. You
Yeah.
essentially lose your turn.
Well then, yeah, we're gonna magic missile at 3rd level against Reeth then.
Okay.
I mean,
He can't shield. He can't use his reaction to cast the shield.
You weren't watching him. He could have already used it.
It'd be kind of silly, but we'll see. We don't have it set up to do the thing properly, so I'm just gonna do it manually.
Yeah, just roll the magic missile and then add the just roll more dice for the level. We have it configured for 1st level.
It's 1d4 per additional level, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
+2, so
Oh, right.
so it's 2 + 4 is 6 + 2 more is 8. How do you want to do this?
Okay, so I'm gonna be like, I've got 5 missiles coming at him. So like, I want the first one to hit him in like the left shoulder to like throw him off balance. Then the other one comes in and hits him on the right shoulder. Then the left shoulder. Then the right shoulder. And then the 5th missile is just gonna come in and hit him right in the center of the chest.
So you watch as Mechlaresh dips around the corner, waves her hands together, and fires off a barrage of missiles that kind of arc out and split, and then swirl their way, dipping and diving through each of the people directly in front of Reeth, slamming him. Completely unable to move, completely stunned and mind dizzying. He spins from the first missile, lands on the ground, reaches up to try to do something to fight back, but his head is reeling from the stun. Another missile strikes him and he flips over in place. He manages to get back up as 3 more, bam, 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 strike him, and he collapses on the bridge.
Oh, thank God.
nice.
Good.
So stunning strike was the answer.
You're not out of combat yet, Mechlaresh. Anything else you want to do?
That was my move, and I've used a spell. I don't have a bonus cantrip spell. I can move 5 more feet that I will use, and that'll be my turn.
Okay, you sell it as your action.
So Sila's going to yell a battle cry again, but this time it is more of a howl.
Okay.
And she's going to step on Reeth on the way.
You hear a crunch as you step on him.
And I'm going to take a brutal swing at the mage.
Go for it.
You didn't move your token over, by the way.
Oh, whoops.
There you go. It's the first swing. You manage to hit him in the gut with the butt of your staff, and he bends over, doubling over from the blow. Good solid hit.
And she will headbutt him.
He manages to just duck out of the way as your unarmed strike manages to just barely not hit.
I'm going to give him a clout on the side of the head with the
Bonus action. Go ahead.
Yeah. Martial arts.
And that will also hit. Another solid blow. He's still up though, but not looking super great.
That's my turn.
Okay, Flynn, it is your action.
Alright, so this one guy obviously has a bone to pick with me. So I'm gonna first focus on this guy who's been stabbing me in the side for the last 2 turns. Which probably shouldn't be advantage. but this 18 hit.
An 18 does hit for 3 points. He is also not looking super hot. He took he took a couple hits from some area effect attacks, so he's not looking super good either.
All right, let's try one more time to finish him off.
And that'll do it. You managed to cut him down where he stands. So he collapses
Alright.
into a robed heap on the ground.
We gonna head this way.
That's a heavier footstep on Reeth.
All right, it's gonna be
Crunch
the bandits' turn. Both of the bowed bandits drop their weapons, raise their hands up. The robed figure turns and says, "Cowards!" and is going to cast. Sure. He's going to attempt to reach forward and touch Yasil. His hand crackling with a dark energy. Does a... It's probably going to miss, but still. I believe a 9 misses you. As
Yep.
the energy is expelled into the air as you duck out of the way from it. Yeah, that's it for their turn, Meclaresh.
Okay, so gonna move forward into the room, and I see these two guys.
They have surrendered. Their hands
They
are up.
surrendered.
They've dropped their bows.
All right, no bones to pick with them. This guy keeps hurting my friends though, so we're gonna hurl nice blobbo acid at him.
Classic.
He saves, so he takes no damage as he gets out of the way from the splash, holding his robe up to block it.
Gonna shake my fist at him.
Yasil, is your turn.
I hope his face likes quarterstaff.
Yeah, he's gonna take 9 more points of damage. You smash him in the face with your quarterstaff. He's still up for now. Yeah, he's still up.
All right, now I'll grab him by the face, gouging my fingers into his eyes.
Sounds like piercing damage to me.
There is an almost... So you can't gouge your fingers into his eyes because he is wearing a mask. But you do shove your fingers through the mask and push a little bit too hard. And you can feel a pop. And then you let go and he just crumbles.
I'm gonna turn to this guy and mutter, "Don't try anything."
Make an intimidation check with advantage. Okay. I'll make note.
Flynn looks over the other guy. I suggest you don't do anything either.
That one's gone. Yeah, his hands are in the air, just like they just look scared.
We will do
I
you
can
no
I can
harm.
reveal the bottom of this area now, and that continues in.
Are we still in initiative?
You're out of initiative.
Okay, I'm gonna reach into my haversack and pull out some rope.
No.
And be like, let's tie these guys up for now.